for Brendo today as he takes care of some business. Let's look how the market is doing after having a great November so far. We are down on the NQ today decisively, almost 1%, guys, 0.90, giving up multiple levels, whether it was 16,000 earlier on or 15.9. We have been making lower lows and lower highs. Yields coming up again, obviously conversely with the market here, the 10-year coming up to 1.76 and the 2-year up to 1.23. Oil down decisively.
Get ready for the show.
That was a new one. I love Sean. Oil down decisively on the day, guys. 2.5% there as it flirts with that $75 level as well. Bitcoin continuing its consolidated move after that big move up at 37.76. It's been a good afternoon. We have the Tesla Cybertruck event coming up at 3 o'clock. Make sure to be with us here. We'll be covering that for you live with the big kahunas there. Multiple things happened yesterday. We had the Elon Musk incident where, you know, he kind of gave advertisers a little bit of his thinking. We've had multiple reports, earnings reports this morning, CRM reporting yesterday, as well as Snowflake. GameStop as well was running yesterday. Let's get to the first topic on the rundown, guys. Tesla in focus today. It tried to go green to start the day, but it's been downtrending with lower lows and lower highs in anticipation of the Cybertruck event slated to take place in an hour. As I mentioned, in Texas, Tesla down decisively on the day, 1.87%, flirting with that 2% level. We saw the big kahunas in it this morning, guys. What is the look on Tesla at the moment?
We're back.
What is the look on Tesla?
I'm short still Tesla. I'm $5. In the money right now. All right, we actually sat back down a little bit later. Thank you to OTC Markets. We just got back from lunch,
Jeff.
And we were kind of a little tight on time here, needless to say. So welcome back to the show. We
had a good time at lunch.
It was nice to see you again.
We had a good time at lunch.
Yeah, lunch was okay. Right there. I'm getting my earpiece all set up as we go. There we go. Now we're all.
Mine is not set up.
All right. What is this market even doing? Down 1% right now today?
It's not. I mean, obviously, when we left you guys, it wasn't very good for the longs. Let's be real. Although I'm out of all my long positions, we went to lunch. I covered my positions. Oh, wait a minute. No, I just got back into Intel.
Nice.
But Tesla down 2%.
Not much happened, really, actually.
Look, the event's not for an hour, but like yesterday, sell the news just happened. It is what it is. You're selling the news. You're basically stair-stepping into the downside. I think you're favoring the shorts until 3. Maybe something happens at 3 o'clock to get some hype into this. But for now, you are just going along with the trend. We have a very tight range in the futures, as mentioned this morning. But it has been generally more forgiving if you've been to the south side. So Tesla has been on the run. I still like it. But this is the channel that I've been looking at on Tesla for the last little bit. I don't want to say I'm all in when we break out of this channel, but yeah, I'm going long when Tesla breaks out of this channel. And it's been lower highs, lower lows since we made the top back in July. And until we break that out, you go long at the bottom, short it at the top. Simple as that. And Tesla was a short at the top. Now, I'm not in my Rivian short anymore because I covered before we went to lunch, but this is what I decided to trade today. I probably, while we're eating sushi and having wine, missed out on a great short the pop situation in Rivian, but I closed my positions when we went to lunch, and I'm wishing that I had just sort of left an order in a VWAP. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Yeah, not much to talk about. We're still short Tesla, honestly. I mean, I don't think... what's up, Fabian?
What's up?
What's up, Fabian? Fabian, you good? All right. Yeah, we're still short Tesla. We're still short Microsoft. I mean, Tesla's $4 in the money right now. Microsoft is $5 in the money. Microsoft's $3.50 in the money, and GameStop is a pretty good trade as well. And then we also have, of course, what's up to everybody else that's been trading minimum right here, because we got out basically right where we are right now. We obviously missed that last little bump up here. I'm still looking at minimum here and seeing a potential break higher. So we'll see where that one goes. And honestly, guys, I mean, the whole plan all freaking day was the sewer Tesla once it got going. And I mean, it's honestly, like if we were here, we may have gotten out around right where we are right now, because that seems like a little bit of support. But other than that, I mean, it just keeps on going to the downside. Let us know how Sharif and Adara were here on the midday show. I'm sure they absolutely killed it. How were the topics, Sharif? Let's go back over to Sharif. I want to talk to Sharif now. Can you get the
4-week rule? That's what I want.
Yeah, I want to know about the 4-week rule. I want to hear more about that. No, but just joking aside, what is? Oh, that's a Cybertruck.
That's a Cybertruck.
Rolling. What is that? They're rolling out of the.
Why does it
look like a dump truck?
Why does it look like it's?
What is that? What is up with that picture?
Yo, that was on fire for sure.
Is that Brendan standing there? No, that's not Brendan. Okay.
That's very unflattering. Like, we're basically biasing the viewers with an unflattering picture of that.
It's because I'm short. Is that why?
But I like.
Not a fan of.
We
the
both
new
own.
format.
Look, everybody here owns Tesla shares. I'll tell you, I want everything to go swimmingly, and I want it to be a hype event.
I want to know what Stuart is talking about. Yo, what's up, Stuart?
What's up, Stuart?
We are men of the people, so I want to know what's up with that. There, I just put it in the chat. What's up with that? So the midday, if you're talking about the midday format, I mean, the midday format is there on purpose based on trying to teach, right? Adara's been trading now for 6 weeks.
Probably more than.
I mean, she looks at me like I'm way wrong. She's like, yeah, about 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, anyways, the format, thank you, Adara, for that one. The format of the midday show is more teaching related, and I think that that's very, very important. And I didn't even know some of the stuff that they've been talking about.
I did not know
Like
the
those
4-week
donkey
rule.
channels, I had no idea what was up with those.
It's donkey-in channels,
Oh,
which I
that's
had
what it
never.
is.
We've been trading for 20 years, and you can always learn something new because I'd
how
never
long
heard.
it's been?
I'd never heard this donkey-in. Well, you're 21, and I only know this
Thank you
because.
so much. I know I look more like 25.
No, well, yeah. That was
Yeah,
actually
I
really
mean,
good.
you know,
Hold on a second, we got
like,
something
I
for that.
also have a 21-year-old. There we go. Thank you.
My 20th year trading was this fall, so I remembered because it was 2003 when I started. But I did forget.
Ooh.
No, I straight up forgot that.
Uber.
Yeah, it is 21 years. Like, because I started about
Yeah.
the same time.
Right.
The Baxter. That is crazy, man. We're
At the bank
shit,
for what?
We're old. We're old.
That is longevity. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Patrice saying 21 years is a very long time.
21
I'm just reading now, and I don't know. Apologies if I don't know much about this story, but I'm seeing Uber could be added to the S&P.
We've been talking
this
about
Friday.
Whoa, what? This Friday?
That's what I'm saying.
Holla at your boy.
I mean, I'm just seeing this story right here on Benzinga. I own the shares, and I'm happy with this. I'm not waiting for this, but we all sort of are. Here it is right here. Uber.
I've been waiting for this.
Me too. I think it's going to be a great an announcement of the, okay, so they're making an announcement this Friday. Uber will be one of those for sure, and I'm expecting Palantir as well. So let's wait to see what happens on that. So I guess, look, buckle up. I mean, we have Uber up right now.
It's a matter of time for both.
Yeah, and so what you need to do is I think it's 5 straight quarters of EBITDA profits.
Yeah.
So you have to be in the green for 5 straight quarters. Then S&P will analyze your situation, I guess, and give you the stamp of approval to add to the S&P. And then they'll take away companies that are not achieving that and or maybe have been delisted. Sometimes there are companies that have been taken over.
Yeah, who's going to have to come out is the question.
Right, like if someone were to buy Pan W, for example, they would come out and then you need to add somebody
Well,
else.
we're going to buy Pan W.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Yeah.
Trader TV Live.
I'm one of the
announcing
major
our first
stakeholders with
acquisition.
probably like 30 shares of it or something. Yeah, really, really nicely done there for Uber. So congratulations to all. I think it probably will get added. I mean,
Probably.
think about some of the names that are in the S&P 500.
like-
There's like ridiculous names. In there.
100%, if the two names not added to the SP 500 in the next year aren't Uber and Palantir, then it doesn't make any sense.
What's
like
up?
that's
Tisha
you-
wants
like,
to know about Minim.
what else is there that should be added? You guys let us know.
I think Minim should be added.
Well, I would add VinFast first.
I would
if
add
had to.
VinFast. I'd definitely add Polestar. Costco.
Well, I'm not making this one up. I actually am looking at Polestar for a swing trade at some point, but I want to see that break out of its bottom. But Polestar at $2.
Why do we have one in?
Interesting.
Oh,
that's Randy's fault.
oh, he came over and changed it. Well, he did the right
Yeah.
move. I mean, the market.
No, we had
Let's get a
we
poll
had
up.
we had not Japanese beer with sushi.
What?
No.
We had Chablis.
No, you're supposed to say Chablis.
Oh, Chablis. We had the bliss
It's
of
Chablis. We had some Chablis with sushi at lunch. Shout out to Jeff Mendel and OTC Markets, and shout out to
I'm
NYSE.
going to message that guy what that bill was all about there because, yeah, I better trade some more OTC markets here. Give this guy some love. Hey, what's up, Kat? Are you in for the first time here today? Oh, you've been here all day. Okay. All right, Sharif.
What the heck is that?
Get us back on track here, my guy.
Yeah, let's do it,
Why
Sean. The S&P edition of Uber comes possibly in the face of the quarterly index rebalancing, so that will be interesting. The guy is giving you information as to what would qualify Uber to join the S&P there. There's 5 straight quarters of EBIT profitability. So, guys, next topic on the list, Salesforce up 7.89%. They met on the top line, beat on the bottom line. Revenue came in well above expectations, well above last year's revenue, $8.72 billion compared to that. To last year on the quarter, $7.84 billion. The guidance was also good. Growth looking here from about 30 to 33% for full year 2024. Their divisions did very well. Customer support, which is their biggest moneymaker, grew 12% year over year on the quarter. Revenue for software segment grew 12% as well. And platform and other revenue, which includes Slack, which they own, increased 11% year over year on the quarter. Up nicely on the day, 7.88, but down since the bell about 0.2%.
CRM, we knew we wanted to get the long here today, and unfortunately, it did go down. And this is why we talk about this is why we talk about trading earnings and being very, very careful on that. Because although it was a great quarter, up 8%, CRM having some issues right here. Okay, bring it over here.
We got something for you guys. This is news here.
I am going to talk more. This is a delivery team here.
Look at this.
By the way, you guys have the exact same
painting and clothes. You guys aren't going to believe this, but we just came back and we just saw this 2 minutes ago sitting at Adara's desk.
This is I don't want to give away too much information. This is this is to Adara right now. So here you go, Adara. Please open this.
We
and
have
share
no
it
idea.
If you
we haven't seen it. We don't know what it is. Thanks, Patrick.
It says it's from Rick James. Is that what it says? Rick James on the top?
I'm Rick James. Oh, wait a minute.
Like, is that from Dave Chappelle or what? Like, what's going on over there? Let's say in the top from who it's from. Rick Adams.
Rick Adams.
Sorry about that, Rick.
Sorry, Rick. I like Chappelle's show. I heard Rick. I just started.
How come
you guys are lucky? You're lucky I'm not just singing Rick James songs right now.
Sending us paintings or something. Do we know if it's a painting?
We've been on air for a couple of years now, and no one says it says painting inside.
Oh, it says painting.
It's going to be like the George Costanza portrait. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, now I want a painting, man. Now I feel...
So, why can't anyone paint us? Like,
is Rick here? Where is Rick?
I'll do like one of these, and then Sean can go into a pose, and you guys can paint us.
Yeah,
You should do the Ali G glasses and the...
Yeah. No. I want to see what this is. That's going to be really exciting. Thank you, Mr. Rick Adams. Okay, let's talk about CRM just real quick. So, again, a great quarter. I tried it twice. I tried to go long here, once off where I felt like was. Fabian, you good? All right. Right there, I was just thinking about going long there, in and out. I mean, that didn't work and that didn't work. So we're 0 for 2 here. But again, we weren't here this afternoon during the midday, but I wrote down on the sticky note, and I just think this is the truth of any earnings report. So when we get earnings tonight, when we get earnings, forever, basically you're just waiting for a base. And I mean,
you need scissors.
It's very. Are we having some problems over there? Because we can. Ramin?
There's a pair of scissors over there.
She's got scissors. She literally has them in her hand. Okay, so I feel like we've lost control, and this time it has nothing to do with me. That's the best. That's finally the best part about it.
It doesn't have nothing to do with you, but it's
well. I feel like I'm fine today. It is Adara's fault. It's Rick Adams' fault. But no. Anyways, let's take this back a couple seconds here. It's just like when you base out on an earnings play, what I'm getting at is that so many times. We saw Foot Locker, you know, go up that 20%, and it wasn't even that great of a quarter. They had same-store sales of 10% versus 8%. Like, it's not even, actually, their same-store sales were down 8%. Minus 8% same-store sales on Foot Locker, and the stock went up 20%. It's because the market was expecting minus 10%. So when you're talking about earnings, you and I can look at the quarter and say this is a fantastic quarter, but ultimately at the end of the day, we don't know the positioning of traders, and it's no surprise that when Salesforce yesterday at 4 o'clock is at 230, then today at 9:30 it's at 255. You know, there is some profit taking to the downside. You could see a lot of extended volume early, and then now you're seeing very, very limited volume. So now it will start to drift up, and you'll get traders that will start to respect the quarter. So again, missed opportunity down here at 244.
All right, guys, next on the topic list, Snowflake did really well on earnings. It was a beat on the top line and the bottom line. $734 million in revenue in Q3. That's all from about 400 some odd clients. Very concentrated clientele there. Revenue was up 32% year over year. The guide was just as good. They're looking at 716 to 721 million for Q4. That represents about a 29 to 30% upside year over year. Analyst estimates were also very good. Piper Sandler maintaining overweight on Snowflake and increasing the price target to 220 from 195. Needham as well raised their price target to 225 from 216. Morgan Stanley also chiming in with an overweight rating and a price target of 230 from 215. It's up 7% on the day, but 0.14 since the bell. What's the look on Snow?
Well, the good news is, and this is good news, Snowflake bounced off 180. Now, the bad news is I didn't do anything about it. So that was a bit of a mistake. But it happens. Like I said, generally speaking, like I've had this, look, sometimes you're going to go away, you can go for lunch or whatever it might be, you're going to be away from your desk, and I generally tend to plan for it, and I don't want to be in positions or at least have tight stops. I don't want to enter something new if I'm not going to be at the desk. And this, right at 11 o'clock when we're ending the show, was when you got the basing pattern at 180. Now, if you're not going to have a hard stop on a stock, it makes it very, very tricky when you want to take a long, because if the ideal way to go long in Snowflake, I'm never taking Snowflake at 100 and say 180 and 50 cents and then just throwing a stop at 179.90. I'm generally speaking going to want to give it to me. I want to see what happens at that level and try to manage the position. So without the opportunity to do that, I think it was a missed opportunity for the dip buy. The good look for Snowflake is I think we've got there's a huge opportunity on the daily chart here for Snowflake. And we talked about this in the morning, and this is intact. It never broke out past the 190 area with 195 overhead. 195 takes you to 205 on the daily. Breaks 205, we can go to the moon. This has been, you look at what the NASDAQ has done this year. Everybody knows how crazy the run has been. Snowflake, it's a big bottoming pattern, but it's for a year and a half, it has been 120 to 190 or 195. So the chance to break this out in a secondary push. Everyone talks about wanting more market breadth. Well, how you get that market breadth is some new stocks which have not had explosive movement yet, showing you explosive movement. So if this can take out the 190 first, then get to the 195 break, I think we got some good upside. The first step was hanging on to the bid today, which is exactly what happened with Snowflake, so I'm happy to see it. If we're looking for afternoon trades, typically at this time of day, when something does a bottom move like that and then gets back to the upside, the next stair step for me is generally speaking a VWAP bounce. So if we pull back into VWAP, that's what I would be looking for. Forget about the price action. That's 186. It just so happens to be that price. I'll look for the stair step up in Snowflake this afternoon. But whatever day it is that we break out that 194 top here, you know, whether it happens tomorrow, if it happens next week on Monday or Tuesday, I'm in Halifax, so that kind of sucks. But you know, I'm looking for that breakout on Snowflake. I like where it started. And then the other opportunity was to go sympathy with Palantir, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm just looking at Palantir now. Oh man, wow.
What? Well, sorry, that's my.
It was very interesting. Whatever was going on with the dare there. I put it in the chat. Let us know what you want us to do with that, and we will. Because I have no idea what it was. Oh, that's nice. Okay,
that's nice. Cool.
Do you have a mic on?
Oh, no mic? So so Adara just said, thank you very much, Rick Adams, for the painting. Is Rick here? Shout out in the chat, Rick, if you're in the chat. But thank you very much, Rick. That's a very thoughtful gift. That's a nice painting.
Yeah, nice painting. Yeah. Put up in your room.
Put it over the fireplace.
Over the fireplace, you know. Throw it in the fireplace. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Do not do that. What's up to... We just showed the painting. People are like, show the painting. We just showed
It's probably delayed a minute or something.
Oh, okay.
We can show it again.
Oh, man.
Take a picture and tweet it out or something so everyone can see it. Or
Oh, I thought the painting was coming behind us. Oh, the returning of the scissors there?
someone asked in the chat, like, are they safety scissors? I'm like, yes, they're literally children's scissors that they trust us with.
I want to see that. I mean, that was a really nice.
It's a very nice painting. Rick, you have some
Thank you so
talent.
much, Rick Adams, for sure. Okay, yeah.
I need some artwork for the house, Rick.
I wrote down, honestly, guys, this is so stupid because.
Oh, actually, I do.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. That is nice. It is actually nice.
You know.
Couple more poses, perhaps.
This is a first for us. I'm
just pissed off. I don't get no painting.
I'm impressed.
My painting. The hell's my painting? The best.
Did you not expect? I thought it was gonna be like a portrait. I did think. I'm just waiting for someone to make a portrait of the Trader TV crew and do like caricatures of us or something like that. You'll have Brendo looking all dapper.
What was that, Ramin? I don't know. Ramin and Sharif are going back and forth
We
here.
don't hear them though. I don't.
Okay, anyways, yeah, we are accepting all paintings at any point for that. So if you guys want to paint anything. Oh, I got, one time, Phil McCracken, what's up to Phil McCracken there? I just say that's, I'm not saying that to me, I'm just saying that to Phil out there. He one time sent, I think it was 400 or maybe more than that, might have been 4,000 sticky notes. So that was one thing.
I remember that.
That was one thing. You got a box
still have them.
full of sticky notes. So,
for life.
yeah,
Life.
yeah. And we've gotten other things before. Oh, what's up to Nimit? Is Nimit in the chat? Because I still have one of these around. He brought us this straight from Singapore.
I actually use it at home.
Straight from Singapore. We have an extra one here. I keep showing all the time.
Much appreciation to
And
Nimit
then,
for that.
and then,
No and then.
and then,
No and then.
no, and then.
No and then. The Vegemite's
Yo,
3
don't
years
hate it
old.
till you try it.
The Vegemite's
Then you
3
can
years
hate
old.
it.
Okay.
But the thing is that this is from Russell Jackson in Australia.
Yeah, we got that in
I think the expiry.
2020. We all had it on the show with toast.
thing
and
is,
Vegemite is.
I really do not think that Vegemite expires. I mean, there is
No, probably not. If you've never had Vegemite,
It says April 22.
It's healthy for you. It got a little iron in it, but it's not very good. Like you don't
Wow.
actually want to eat it. No,
I mean, this looks like tar. I don't know if anybody's had.
Oh goodness.
Bro, smell this.
Oh,
No, it's not. It's not. Does it smell rotten?
First of all, when somebody says "bro, smell this," the last thing you want to do is smell it.
I'm saying just smell it. It does.
What is
smell
this,
bad.
like-
It's hard. It's a hard smell.
The last time someone said that was cheese at your
Oh
bachelor
no,
party.
it's not like smell that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we did a road trip for Katina's bachelor party.
bit hard.
We went to North Carolina
Yeah.
for a golfing trip, and one of our boys, Cheese. If you can imagine like that
I think
dude.
you had too much Taco Bell.
Yeah, way too
That
much
guy.
Taco Bell. The other problem is like, and not to call out Mike or anything, but I've had very few situations in my life that I've been afraid for my life. And when
I'm driving that one time.
we took shifts driving to North Carolina,
My brother.
when Mike, which is Sean's younger brother, when he was behind the wheel, I had my hand on the panic, like I'm holding for dear life. I'm looking at Cheese, like, are we gonna die right now?
Oh yeah, he doesn't have his license.
He damn
I'm
sure
just
can't
joking.
drive.
I'm just joking. I think he.
No, but he can't. Yo, no, seriously, dude, it was a problem. I love you, Mike. He's a good guy, great guy.
All right, back over. Yeah, Sharif, please try to right the boat here if you can. Right the
you guys
ship.
put
You're
me on.
screwed without Brennan today.
By the way, I like the shirt.
Thanks, bro.
I don't. I want the one that
don't?
doesn't. No, I want the.
Wow.
He
Okay.
wants the asymmetric one.
I want the asymmetrical shirt every day.
But
That's your thing now.
One thing we both want is the beard.
Oh, the
What?
beard. Yeah.
The beer. Well, you guys had enough wine on lunch. I didn't get anything. I had to interview Jeff Mendel, and he takes you guys out for lunch. That's how it works around here. I see. Okay. All right. Snapchat, next on the hopper, guys. 6.5%. Jeffries liking Snapchat here, basically saying the bank sees the worst of the headwinds behind the company, and there is a pathway back to revenue growth over the next 3 to 5 years. They bumped up their rating from hold to buy, as well as the price target, moving that up from 12 to 16. Some interesting look here for you guys. This is some data here on Snapchat. This would be the highest close since July 21st of 2022. It's been up 7 of the past 8 days, and basically it's up 6 days in a row, 16.75% over this period. That is before the upgrade actually came in from Jeffries. Nice look here below VWAP. What's a look on Snap?
You know, sometimes when someone says hit it and quit it, they can mean the opening breakout trade.
Oh, is that what they mean?
Well, no, that's not what they mean.
Okay.
But sometimes it can mean the opening breakout trade. And recently, that's been the thing. And I feel like today was one of those days. Like all I did on Snapchat, we got that original breakout, and we can look at the charts here. We might as well, we're supposed to do that. So this was the levels this morning. This is the first breakout. We had 1350 up top. I said if it can get past 14, you have room all the way to 15, 15 and a half. One of those things ended up good, which was the breakout of the pre-market high, which ran right into my trail at 14, just underneath 14 bucks, so 13.50 and a 13.95. Every other time I got in the long, I was looking for buyers above 14 even with 10 cents worth of risk. Like I thought we had 14 to 15 to go, but I only wanted to risk, 14 evens or 14.03 down to about 13.90, 13.92. First time in, got 1-to-1, stopped out. Second time in, didn't even get a pop and then got stopped out. I haven't traded it since. Maybe should have looked at a 14 rejection for a short. That's the way this day has been. It was longs very, very early if you had anything that was good to the long side, and then just rein it back in. The good sign for this is this bottom is 13.70. So going forward, you are still above that resistance at 13.5. A close above that price gives you a secondary push tomorrow, next week, that kind of thing. But it's already been a strong run. When you're already off a bottom like this and you've made such a strong move to the upside, look at all the green. Sometimes it can be hard to continue. So it might need to consolidate here for a bit. But the longer it holds 13.5 or maybe even 13 even, I think it can just coil up and give you that room to 15 bucks. So Snapchat was a good trade today. We said we preferred this to Pinterest this morning for the breakout trade. So at least that part, I think, was right from a percentage basis. You got a better move out of Snapchat. Now, obviously, Pinterest is going to give $1 right there. But, I mean, Snapchat's a third of the price. So you got 34 to 34.90 if you took the Pinterest breakout. But that's if you took it here instead of the pre-market high. If you took the pre-market high break on pins, you got a win, but it wasn't as big. So, pins not bad. Snapchat was fantastic. You just had to give it up right away because the shorts were way too strong for even the strong names to hold up.
So guess the price of Affirm.
34.50.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly right. I just hear a lot of people talking about Affirm right now. On
I
the
actually
chat.
was.
It's really, I mean that's.
Yeah, but I just said that because of Russell Peters.
I know, but it's accurate. I didn't when I called that up on Affirm, I didn't think we were anywhere near $34.
Oh, this is a breakout.
But I mean, I guess we closed here yesterday. I just didn't realize it. But look at that break. I mean, just from 26. This is what we look for every. In my opinion, we talk about this every day. This is similar to that Boeing trade once it broke. I think it was 200. No, it was 210, and we had that long, and it just broke out. Like this chart pattern right here is pretty much the best, in my opinion anyways, for the business that we're in. And I'm going to try to find these every day, and that's what I'm trying to do with the sticky note and stuff like that. And there was sort of similar on Snapchat, but it's like, so you make the move down, and what you're looking for is a base, right? And in this situation, obviously, it's underneath the 200 period is underneath the base, which is even better. So then you have some support here. Then you get some kind of a catalyst, which in this situation would be earnings. Not only earnings, but also the NASDAQ roaring back to close enough to all-time highs. Then this is what happens. And then you get back to a last previous high, dance around, and then take it out. This to me on Affirm, everybody that's out there, this is a great move, but unfortunately, I don't think these moves last. So what I'm trying to get at here is, is that you have a similar breakout here, right? So here's the high, comes back in. This time, you know, back, let's just call it back in the summer, we rejected that high. But then you see once we broke out finally, well, that's kind of the same breakout that's happening here, but then you're running into this 40 to 42 high again. So to me, it's like if you're already long Affirm, and you guys can trade this however you want, I think it's getting a huge bump. I mean, is it a surprise that we're a week away from Black Friday right now, and you have 4 straight days right up to the upside when we know that Black Friday and Cyber Monday were record days? I feel like, okay, you know what? Like, stamp this, whatever. Message me in 6 months or whatever when Affirm's out like at $100. But thing is I think you're going to run out of steam. The same thing happened right here, and I feel like with Snapchat, it's the same thing. Why I'm thinking about getting out of Snapchat, and the Snapchat, of course. The problem is I can't change the New York to NASDAQ on the chart, which I think is a problem. So right there. Snapchat's going to look different, but what I was getting at is that you have this base, and then you took out recent highs, and then, okay, well, Snapchat has a big problem. But see that high right there? This is what I'm getting at. This high, so like you based out, you went up, and then you took out that high. Now you're getting extended out, but now you're running into more support right here. So that's why I'm talking about getting some out. So the same thing would be true of Affirm. Oh, darn, the same problem just happened. We went over to NY. Anyways, I think Affirm's getting a little exhausted up here. I would look to cash out, but you could still get that run to $40 for those of you that were asking.
If Affirm gets to $100 before the end of 2024, I'll eat a pineapple pizza on it.
End of 2024?
Yeah.
Wow.
Get into $100, dude.
You know, it can't triple from here, Affirm?
Get into $100, man.
Imagine if it tripled, that'd be.
No, 2024.
By the end of next year, and one of the reasons for that, why is everyone baking in rate cuts? Because the expectation is that regardless of what you think about the economy, that there's going to be a pullback and maybe it's a recession. Now, delinquencies are going to go up at some point. Like, it's not going to be. There's absolutely no way we're going into recession. And I understand more people in Black Friday were using buy now, pay later, and I get it. Look, credit is a great business to be in. Like, I'm not doubting whether the business is going to be good, but there's no way there's not going to be a slowdown if we head into even a mild recession. And if that happens, there's names that will weather it better than Affirm. So, and plus too, like I just said, I'll eat a pineapple pizza. That's not the end of the world. I might think it's disgusting, but I'm not sitting here betting money on it. I wouldn't bet money on something like that. That's ridiculous. Because the way I see it, like if you'd ever bet money on will stock do this or not, just take a position. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying pineapple pizza because that's fun for you guys, and I'll probably puke on air or something.
It's fun for you too.
No, it's actually not fun for me. We did it once, and I got lucky because the place where our production guys got the pineapple pizza,
Yeah, it was like no pineapple.
there was basically no pineapple on it, so it really wasn't that bad. Hi, I'm Neil. I think pineapple on pizza is disgusting and is not real pizza. But on Affirm 35 break looks like fire. By the way, just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the one thing about pineapple on pizza, I do have to say this, is that one that we had, it was called like sweet, hot and sweet type of thing. They had jalapenos on there. That was good. So it does counteract sort of
It definitely
that
does.
sugary pineapple taste. So anyways, okay, Sharif, pineapple on pizza for you or just eggs on pizza?
Sean, I definitely don't have eggs on my pizza. I'd rather pineapple, surprisingly enough. Guys, we are brought to you by Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used on our desk and by myself and by many of our traders every day. See what's moving in the moment with Trade Ideas. Check out the link in the description for, is it 25% off. Script is wrong. All right, last topic on the list here, guys. GameStop. What a move it was on GameStop yesterday and the last couple of days. Listen to this. Some interesting data points here for GameStop. Retail investors purchased about $20 million worth of shares on GameStop just on Wednesday, the strongest daily inflow in nearly 3 years. And the turnover rate was much more impressive on GameStop, $992 million on Tuesday, the highest since the $1.65 billion that we did in March of 2023. Did you guys look at GameStop today?
Didn't. But when we went to lunch, I got stopped out of my AMC, and I got a stink face about it. But you're going to do this. If you're not at your desk, you have to use a hard stop. That's just the reality. Anybody that would leave their desk, like you can have positions when you leave your desk, but you're going to have a stop to protect you if you're gone. And every now and then, this will happen. You won't be there to see a re-entry point. And all I did here was GameStop broke down. And when GameStop broke down, I took the next breakdown in AMC. It was looking good. I'm like, okay, I'm going to reload it the next consolidation, give it to the local previous support level, and then go from there. Now, generally speaking, if I'm still at the desk trading it, yeah, it's a lower high. I'm getting back in right here like 85 or 84 and holding it for the entire gap move. That is come and gone. But there's always a lesson to be learned here. Now, whether you trade at home or you trade on a desk, whatever it might be, you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to get up to go grab lunch, like whatever it is that you're doing, have a plan of action for it. If you're managing a position, have a plan for when you're away from the desk for 5 minutes. If you have to get stopped out, am I using a market order to get out? Am I putting a limit order? Am I covering half the position at this level? Just have a plan of action. I'm not going to get into any details, but I have had situations where I've gotten up from the desk. Actually, you know what? This is like, it's not a bad story, so I can kind of tell this. I was away from my desk for 15 minutes one time trading a stock. The CEO got indicted. The CEO got indicted. It ran the stock down, and by the time I came back, the funny thing was, it was something that was expected because it had been in the news like 6 months before. So all it did is run stops at the bottom, but really it was a non-event, and the company was getting purchased by somebody else, and it came right back to the price. So I sat back down at my desk, saw a quadrunk to the downside, and I say I was long here. It did one of those, and when I sat back down, it was back up here. Now, obviously, nothing bad happened to me in that moment. However, had it been real bad news, I would have been wiped out that day. So it's just more along the lines of have a bit of a plan. I wish I could tell you I was still short this, but I'm not. I do favor the short underneath 685 and VWAP. I don't know if we get another opportunity to trade that. When GameStop is the reason AMC went up yesterday or had any strength, the second GameStop was weak, I wanted to get into AMC to the south side. I like that follow the leader type of move when it comes to meme stock.
I mean, I'm still in GameStop, so you guys can see. We could talk about this. I think it's just a little bit reckless trading at the end of the day. I mean, we went long against 15. We talked about why we liked 15, and the reason why we went long that number was because we had fell down early, and we had just looked down here. If we had sort of extend this out, yesterday's bottom on just some back and forth there before we took off was this 15, and that was 1490. Excuse me. So we went long 15 there, 15 again, and then eventually when we broke through 15, we wound up getting out. So that was about a 15 to 20 cent hit, but then we were lucky enough to get GameStop here. Maybe if I zoom in now. Then all of a sudden we got stopped out right there, and then this happened. So like, you want to talk about, and again, I don't think people are like front running our orders or anything like that, but sometimes I feel like when we give some of our outs, they're too obvious. And this was the out of yesterday's bottom, so you did get a little bit of a relief rally as traders tried to buy it back up, thinking that maybe you made the wrong decision on where to get out. But then we basically just faded that. And then we got short at 1492 and wound up making it back. So right now, and I kind of feel bad because we did like the long, but at the end of the day, there's a fill at 1450. That's the lowest it went today, and we were actually able to get that fill. And I say 1453, the lowest it went was 1435s. Now you're trying to hover around. I wasn't here, or I probably would have got reloaded there at about 15. My stop is going to be the volume weighted average price of 15.15. So if we can get that, then great. But other than that, I still think we want to be short. It's been a great day for GME, and I still think there's more to come. But remember what the rumor was. We had a big move up there that apparently Roaring Kitty was back. And then even some of you, our viewers out there, confirmed that was unable to find any kind of a post from Roaring Kitty unless there's some anonymous post which wouldn't be him then, right? So, or if it is, he's hiding behind it, which means it's not going to mean anything. I feel like, so Dumb Money just kind of the last couple of days, I think went to like digital or something like that. So
it's on Netflix now.
Is it? Okay, yeah. It's on Netflix.
I added to my list like last week.
So there you go. So now that it's on Netflix and things like that, I could see people getting excited again about GME, and I think that we're still here. So what I think for GME, and I know you talked about AMC there, is that it's still going to be a tradable asset. It's still going to be something that we're going to look at, but I do think that it's going to be specific to the day, because like if you come in and GME is like up or down 1%, that's normal movement. But when you're seeing it up 10, 15%, then you know there's some juice there. And you always, always, always want to trade names that have catalysts behind them so you can get that, you know, that little bit of a follow through. Otherwise, you're just sort of, I don't want to say trading blind, but.
You got to trade the right name so you can sip the juice because the market's got enough to go around.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, we're not even going back to Shreve.
No, Shreve is gone.
I thought that was like one of those, I'll drop the line.
I'm trying to go get a coffee.
Then it ends it, and then we go back to the desk, and that would have been really slick, except for the fact the rundown is over, so it's staying on us. So that kind of loses the moment. I was just asked if I was, okay, so I'm not in Rivian, obviously, anymore. Rivian's at the low of the day. As said already, we were gone for lunch. This would have been pretty easy to have shorted if you got, this is the perfect VWAP setup on Rivian. Underneath that previous support level, I was short pretty much the entire morning off of that level and might have missed this opportunity. However, you have a triple bottom now at 1680. 1683, I mean, and change, with another bit of a gap fill to the downside on Rivian. Now, the market is climbing a little bit here, so I'll preface this by saying you're getting a bit of a bounce in the NASDAQ, you're getting a bit of a bounce in Tesla at VWAP, but let's line up what I'm looking for here. Say Tesla fails 241, so this is Tesla, I'm looking up to see it. Tesla fails here, rolls over, even a lower high, that works as well, it just fails VWAP. The market fails this level here, 15,920 on the NASDAQ. If those two things can happen, we start to roll back over, well, guess what hasn't even bounced during this bounce? I mean, it's Rivian, it's at the low of the day. So if we roll back over, that's a flat bottom break that I want on Rivian, but I need some confluence for that trade. If I'm gonna put that on in the last hour, I need to have a good reason to do it and not wait for a situation where I'm shorting the pop. So I'm gonna be pretty patient. The only thing I'm in right now is Intel. So this did come back into reload. We're short this most of the morning. At least I got the bottom wick here while we're at, well, this wasn't really while we're at lunch. As we're leaving, I got the bottom wick. But again, missed an opportunity. If you're gonna take a lunch as a trader, you get away from your desk, you know you're missing an opportunity. That's just how it is. That was a chance to get back in the shorted VWAP, which usually we're gonna do at lunchtime, and then right back into the low of the day. I was able to get some 70s in here. If we break back out at 80, I'm gonna get out of this one. But I think we can get back into that low as long as the futures don't start blowing to the upside. If I'm going long something, I got my eyeballs on that Affirm trade because that looks really, really good on the, not just the daily, but this double top, the stair step to the upside, market hanging on lows, this ripping up. You got the short float that doesn't hurt at all. Yes, it's a bit overextended, but if it breaks 35 top, you only even need, if it goes 25, 30 cents, that's a good move. If it goes 50 cents, great. You don't need that much, and right now it might be giving you a dip buy opportunity. If it can hang on to this pre-market high, 35.50, that's the afternoon, so 34.50, that's the afternoon top as well. All it has to do is show me some bounce there, put in a higher low, and I want to go long 60s into that 50. It's still coming down. I want to see it make that base, make the higher low, then jump into the trend back to the upside. It's done it a few times on the way up. Take the stairs to the upside. If it breaks 35, then you can already be in when it makes the break.
Sharif, did Mendel say he's going to send people T-shirts? Oh, he's already been on?
What?
Oh, okay. Y'all missed it. Yeah, no,
we get T-shirts too?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, because no, I was just saying the reason why I'm asking that is because people are DMing me on Twitter saying they would like a T-shirt. What is the story? I don't know the story behind this.
We weren't here. That's it.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So there was a giveaway. It was 15 emails, but we're full. That's it. So that's already.
Is this true?
What?
Source, it appears the Shohei Ohtani market has come down to Dodgers, Cubs, and Blue Jays.
Yeah, we heard that the other day. Remember, I've been talking about Shohei for a long time. Remember, Vladdy hits a home run. Next up, Shohei. Yeah, for sure. Who was the other team? Seattle's out, right?
Dodgers, Cubs, and
right.
Blue Jays.
Yeah, I heard that. Actually, that must be new. I didn't hear Cubs. I don't think.
Check.
I thought it was
1 in 3 chance.
Why is he not going to sign with the Angels again, though? That's funny. I thought the Angels.
Trout's getting older.
Were a good
There's
chance.
some rumors that Trout could get traded. I'm just saying, my season tickets are looking a heck of a lot better if we get to see Shohei.
Yes, that would be
single
good.
day.
Yeah.
Deez is asking if you got your coffee yet.
I'm going to go get it soon.
Also, Flock of Seagulls.
Do we have Frank coming up?
He is not staying with the Angels. I promise you that. Ticket prices may triple in Toronto, but I'm already locked in for next year, and they already bumped us up 25%. So they're doing a bunch of renovations. So I'm already paying more this year.
Yeah.
But that's fine. If we sign him, then I'm willing to go. I'm a diehard fan.
The thing about the Jays.
We're paying it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
The thing about the Jays is it's not the Maple Leafs.
No.
Like
it's not the Maple Leafs.
You can get season tickets just by signing up.
You can definitely. Yeah, it's not like Maple
you
Leafs.
can't get the best seats,
Maple Leafs is a waiting list. The problem with the Jays is like it's getting the. We spent years moving up to get really good seats. Then they did the renovations, added more premium. So now our equivalent is like 5 rows back. And we spent years trying to get better seats.
I don't think the Jays are gonna. I would love for them to sign.
But what's crazy is it's
We always
down
have
to
that hope.
if it's down to the Dodgers, the Jays, and the Cubs. I'm pretty sure our guest right now does not want to see Shohei Ohtani
He's about the White
because
Sox.
he's a White Sox fan out there in Chicago. What's up, Frank?
Paul Konerko.
It is time for Frank Caberna, Director of Strategy at IG US. How are you, Frank?
I'm good. I'm probably better than my White Sox have been in recent years. But yeah, appreciate the intro there. It's been a pretty interesting week so far, my friend. We had the PCE number this morning, going back and forth on rate expectations, and I'm sure we'll get more from Powell tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about rates. A lot of Fed speak these last couple of days, especially after the blackout period, Frank. We got that positive CPI print not that long ago, and then we had the PCE print today, which came in line. So now we're talking about possible rate cuts, I see.
Yeah, absolutely. And the chances of rate cuts both increasing, but also the timing of the rate cuts getting closer and closer to the present. And it's not only because the passage of time, it's because the traders of Fed funds futures, and this is a primary tool for U.S. overnight rates, which is what the Fed touches, now moving that chance of a first cut from what was May a couple of weeks ago into March. March is almost at a 50-50 probability distribution between staying unchanged and cutting 25 basis points. And when I jumped on with Brendan a couple of weeks ago, this looked like the distribution for May. And so what this tells you is that the market is getting more aggressive on rate cuts in general, but how soon they're going to come. And that makes Fed Chair Powell's speech tomorrow increasingly important because with the passage of time, I mean, we're going to be in December here. We have a December FOMC meeting that's coming up with likely no change. But if he doesn't start planting the seed for these rate cuts, then we might have to see a reversal for the recent move that we've seen in rates lower, which could reverse a lot of the stock optimism that we've been seeing around interest rates moving lower.
And for a while, Frank, there was a lot of talk about the 10-year doing the Fed's job for it, staying at elevated rates, not forcing the Fed to have another 25 bips. But that hasn't been the case lately now, as yields have come off high somewhat.
Yeah, now the 10-year is imposing its will to the downside. You're exactly right that it was literally just 2 or 3 months ago that the 10-year was up near 5%. And that was really moving the stock market lower and moving some negative sentiment into the stock market, even though the Fed, to your point, didn't have to necessarily raise rates again. That 10-year was moving higher and kind of doing its job for it without having to go past 5%. Now, the U.S. 10-year is moving closer to 4%. Yesterday, got down to 4.25%. The futures market did for that 10-year. And not only is this giving pressure to the Fed in the near future to lower its overnight interest rate, but it's also pressuring the U.S. dollar to move lower because in that graphic, you're able to see, if you look very closely, I know there's a lot, and if you want, go to check out Bloomberg has this tool for global 10-year yields. The 10-year here in the U.S. has moved lower by about 60 basis points in the last month. That's compared to only 20, 30, 40 basis points when you're looking at the UK, when you're looking at Germany and Italy and these different places that are part of the Euro area. And that's accounting for a lot of the US dollar weakness that we're seeing, even though no central banks have cut yet, the market is actually now moving US projections lower than they are in the UK and other parts of Europe. And that's why you're seeing a lot of dollar weakness, which Brent and I have been talking about. Are we out of those dollar highs, which could very quickly lead to not even just $1.10 for the euro or $1.25 for the pound, but those are markets that have been substantially higher than current levels. And so if this trend continues, not only may be good for stocks, but could be potentially really bad for dollar.
Biggest benefactors, Frank, of potentially lower rates will be the real estate market, which has been kind of on pause there in the United States. Here, yeah, you could make the case either way, depending on where you are in the country. But with respect to new homes, Frank, we've been hearing a lot about millennials living in their parents' basements and the lack of supply, the affordability issues. What does the lower rate environment or possible lower rate environment do for some of that supply tightness?
Well, you're already seeing it priced in. Again, markets moving faster than the Fed, given that they only have a handful of meetings before anything has been done to rates. They haven't been cut once. We're still above 5%. You have home builders pushing on new all-time highs, getting very, very close there. And yeah, you have a real estate sector from the S&P that's bounced back about 15% in the last month of trading, as the anticipation is, if they're going to go from a rate hiking environment and interest rates above 5% to more in the 4% range, then no reason for the real estate market to continue to function as it was prior to the hikes that we've seen in the last year or two here. It's never that clean. Like Brennan and I talk about all the time, and I'm sure you're privy to here, Sharif, the interest rate market very rarely calmly moves lower. But right now, looking like we could be as close to that soft landing as possible. But I mean, my question is 4% the golden number here for interest rates? If interest rate projections move from where they've been, 5%, now edging closer to 4%, down to 3%, is there still stock market upside, even as sentiment sours in terms of economic data, pushing interest rates lower to 3%? At what point does the correlation here turn, the inverse correlation that is between interest rates here in the U.S. and U.S. stocks? Because at some point, you'd expect, right, that if sentiment is so sour that interest rates are falling from 5% to 3% or 2%, close to zero, essentially, then that's got to seep over into the stock market. Right now, getting the best of both worlds with projections around 4%. But I do wonder if we get another leg lower into the 3 handle, is that more stock upside, or at that point is the stock market reluctant on what that could mean long-term economically?
You know what's interesting, Frank, is that, we always know that the equity market discounts 6 months ahead or what have you. And so perhaps they're looking here at, like you said, sub 4%. That's great for equities and for those who are long. What variable, what factor is the consumer here in playing here in the decision to keep rates at where they are or lower them? We got some interesting data the other day with respect to Cyber Monday and Black Friday, with respect to how much the consumer is spending. Prior to that, we were given, the credit card debt all-time highs, household debt all-time highs. Is that play any factor here, Frank?
I think it's sustainable as long as employment doesn't turn around. I think that's the one piece that if those numbers not only start to come in line or a little bit lower than expected, because we're off of this unprecedented run, right, of high inflation, super high employment and wage growth and all these different things that factor into inflation. Obviously, it's one synergetic organism, the economy here. The one thing that if we start to see numbers really slip and turn around into the negative territory, could undo this house of cards that you kind of paint there with some less than optimistic numbers, I think would be that employment data. And I mean, we'll have a non-farm payrolls next month. And I don't think that we're necessarily going to go from where we've been, which is in the 150 to 300K range for non-farm payrolls, to negative. But that number has been slipping. It's been under expectations the last couple of months. And that's been good for the stock market because that's been leading to, okay, maybe these interest rate cuts happen sooner than expected. But like I'm alluding to, at some point, this soft landing is either fully executed, and next year we do have just a string of calculated small interest rate cuts, or these numbers slip a little bit further and you see that stock market fear re-enter. And I think employment data might be the piece that could either solidify what we've seen so far or undo part of it. And yeah, I mean, we've got Canadian employment tomorrow. We have U.S. employment next week. And if those numbers continually under on the expectations, then it might not be so bullish for the stock market, especially if in months from now we start to see negative wage growth or job losses on a month-by-month basis.
Yeah, you make a hell of a point there. The last time, correct me if I'm wrong, that we actually had a successful soft landing, my understanding was that 94 to 95 period when we had a gradual decreasing of rates by the Fed. Is the economic climate similar enough this time around that we can sort of stick the landing? Any look on that?
I mean, it does. All of this being said, it does feel like and look like we are in the best scenario that we've been in the last 2 decades to execute on this soft landing. That being said, the 2 events that felled the most recent potentials for soft landings in 01 and 08 came seemingly out of nowhere. So if I'm going to sit here and be able to, predict the next stock market crash, I love you guys all here at Trader TV, but I probably wouldn't be here at that point. But yeah, it does look and feel like they are getting what they want, right? It's a slow incremental grind lower in inflation. Employment data that, I mean, we joke about here, the last employment data number, I think the expectation was 170 and it came in at like 155. And that's exactly like the perfect number. If you could choreograph a number for our current environment, which is don't come in hot, but don't come in too low. So everything looks appropriate for that soft landing. But I mean, as you guys all know, and I've seen with Brendan over the last several years here, this data moves and changes and the sentiment changes so quickly. It really only takes 1 or 2 data points or a month or so. Right. A year ago, we thought 3% was the high in interest rates. We got all the way up above 5%. So all of this stuff can shift very quickly. Right now, it's looking pretty good. More from Powell tomorrow, more from Canadian employment. I think that'll be a huge number tomorrow, and then U.S. employment next week.
All right, we can only hope we can hang out in that Goldilocks zone, Frank. Frank Caberna, Director of Strategy at IGUS. Thanks. Insightful as always, Frank. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, Frank, even if you could predict the markets, you'd still come back to the show. Like, he's telling you, like, Frank could win Powerball, and he's still going to come on the show because he's a friend of the show, and we love him, and he loves us. So thank you very much. And guess what? You know what happened while Frank was on. I still don't like that graphic. Okay, yes, 50 seconds until that. But the market, I know. The market did actually bounce off 15.9. We are going higher. I grabbed the Affirm dip buy at 34.50. 34.50. We grabbed the dip buy on Affirm. I just wanted to be able to say that, and so now we've done it.
Well,
but it is getting back into these highs, although I am short Intel, so like we'll see what happens with that. It got back above VWAP. It popped down underneath. I took some out because the market is now trying to scream to the upside. I think we're going to, I think we're going to do the picture-in-picture like we did with the Fed. Are we doing it? For the Tesla thing.
Oh, I don't know.
I think we can. We'll see. I mean, the idea would be to be able to have, we'll see what happens with the rollout. Obviously, none of us are getting it. And in about, I don't know, less than just a few seconds now, you're going to have whatever the heck is going to happen at this roll-up. People are going to get their deliveries. The live stream is going to start. We'll see if we can get a picture-in-picture for you. It is Tesla time, and Tesla did bounce into VWAP on that move. So Tesla is at resistance. My gut would say usually in a sell the news event, if it pops and fades 242, if we can come to my chart for a second, I don't know if we can.
Cannot.
Okay, well, if we pop and fade this, then the event has started. If it is a sell the news, this would be the level for it to fail, would be at this 242. So that's what I'm looking for right now.
I was going to say, we already have our stops out, so we should be stopped out very soon, 241.75, so right here, right now. And what? That should have been stopped out, 241.76. Wow, we've broken that. So let me just refresh this. I am out. Okay, it's just not out on my blotter yet. So, okay, so there we go. We are now out of Tesla. Yeah, there it is. Okay, good. So we're out. Again, a good trade. We weren't here to take this 238, but it doesn't matter. We didn't have a big piece on left anyways. We had about 20%, if not even 20% left to the downside as we start to break a little bit higher. So congratulations, anybody that was long off that bottom for Tesla. But here we go, man. It's Cybertruck time. Let's wait to see what happens. Good. So far, so good on all of that. We also did get... Look, when we're short Microsoft at the high of the day here at basically 379.50, and then we got stopped out at 376.50, that's going to be a winner. So we'll hit that siren. Again, we don't have the bottoms of anything. You're not, for me anyways, you're not going to pick the tops and the bottoms. We're going to try to do that as much as we can. We actually have the top there, but there is a market rebound. And the one thing that I have to say about this market rebounding is very, very muted all afternoon. But then once you do this, it's just like here, like you hit the 50 period and then move down. The minute you hit it again and breach it, then back test and go, like that's, again, that was about 130 or so where we started to get that little bounce back in the market. It's been pretty strong now for about an hour and a bit. So the market continues to make moves up. Actually, sorry, that's 2:30 because of Chicago time. So it's a nice move up. So like last 45 minutes, it's been pretty strong. It's the last hour from those bottoms. So it's a nice bottom. I still feel like there's more room to go here. We could fade back out. Remember, we're still under 16,000 on the NASDAQ. So as long as we're under VWAP, we still are going to look for longs. We're going to look for shorts and get out of our longs if we do have any. The one long that we're still in, and we should have been out of this one again. Someone asked me, are you out of Minim? And the thing about this is, I think it was Build Back Broker. First of all, let's go bang out that name. That's an absolutely
That's a great one.
Great name, because I've been talking about Build Back Better plan right there. I'm going to take a sip of this. This is oat milk.
Can we give a shout out for a second? Because I thought it was pretty cool. Obviously, Brendan was busy this afternoon. Sharif filling in, doing a great job with Frank. And because Sharif was getting his moment in the afternoon show, I just want to shout out to Sharif's mom for popping into the chat.
Oh, what's up?
And watching the show.
What's up, Sharif's mom?
As obviously very proud of you, Sharif.
You raised a fine gentleman.
And I want you to know what was amazing is the second Sharif's mom popped in there, the first thing Renata said was, I have to be on my best behavior. That's right. So
when is that going to go down? Like once we finally have a meetup or what? What's going on here? There goes.
That's what everybody wants to know.
Is now out
thank you, Sharif. Appreciate it.
Sharif's got to go bench about 5,000 pounds and then come back and tell us all about that. So see you, Sharif. Yeah.
Well, he does leg day 4 times a week. So you bet on the fact that
I think he said his Spotify hours were 143,000 hours or something yesterday. I know that's not possible, but it's something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Sharif, what was that Spotify number yesterday again?
3450.
He's telling, yep,
144,000, and it was equivalent of 99 days.
144,000
yes,
what?
There's
What
a reason
the
for that.
No.
There's a reason.
The math doesn't work.
It does, because I use it at night for my sleep. It's like there's sleeping music, so it literally runs all night.
You
for
buried
8
the
hours.
lead there.
Yeah, I win, baby.
No, but that's not
Buried
the
the
same
lead,
thing.
buried
That
the
makes
lead.
sense.
All right, see you, Sharif.
Okay, that makes sense.
Don't sprain an ankle.
No, but the math wouldn't make sense. 99 days out of a year.
The
math doesn't work unless you're listening to it in your sleep.
Numbers, because I told that number to Marissa, and I was like, "This is what happens when you don't have kids." And then I was thinking,
ridiculous.
99 days.
Like
that seems to be a lot. But again, you know what? My daughter actually, she has an Alexa. Oh no, I just probably woke up some people. But the thing is that she has one in her room, and she listens to white noise or something like that. to fall asleep. So if that was being
I'm not okay. So I don't know if
as-
you've tried this, but like my daughter, she has the white noise.
Right.
We do the white noise.
Oh, we don't do that.
It's fantastic. I look at it like all the best sleep that I've ever had when I track it has been when I'm camping.
Okay.
Or having some kind of like ambient outdoor sound. I've found it's fantastic for me, and I've had sleep issues.
Rain would be kind of cool. And sometimes I tell them to do. She has an aquarium, so aquarium sounds is nice. You just get something in the background. What I want to talk about before Sharif interrupted. He didn't. I interrupted with him. Was this minimum? So if we come back over here, we're getting very, very close to breaking. I do have a stop on this. Like Neil said, we're not going to leave positions open without stop orders. My stop was breaking through $5. So it's hit this 550 a couple times. It's actually 570. Obviously, to get out here in hindsight would have been fantastic. We only have a third left, and I told everybody at the beginning, I'm not trying to be like one of those traders that is pumping up stocks just to get out. You could clearly see I didn't get out of anything. I got out of one there about 5 minutes after we took it. Then we got another piece out about an hour and a half later, and then we're still in this position, willing to take an L. And right now we are out of the money on this trade. I positioned it so that we will not lose money on this trade. If it comes back down below $5, we will get out of it. But at the same time, to answer your question, Build Back Broker, I just am waiting for that pop. And that's really all. Yesterday, you're not going to get that. But if I go over to VVOS yesterday, and again, like right about this time, in the afternoon, it was 2:30, we started to blast upside, and we got more than double the price of VVOS yesterday in the afternoon, and followed by a bunch of different halts. Now, I know this name was pretty aggressive and then really stalled out, but if you're going to look at the way MINM is right now, it's the same kind of thing. You got super aggressive, now you stalled out, now you're back into this level. And again, this range is only $2. It's a little different because the range yesterday was $4 on a $20 name. This is going to be a $2 range on a $6 to $8 name. It's
about the minimum range that you would expect for a
I see what you did
like
there.
that.
Come on, bro. Minimum range? No, I'm not appreciating that one. That
was great.
It was a good one.
Oh, that was great.
But that was good. That was good.
I'm usually like 2 out of 10 with those.
What would you guys rate that one? This is in a minimum range.
4.5
out of 10.
4.5 out of 10.
Okay, so all right, I'll give it that. Okay.
So I just paper hands Tesla.
Again?
We're supposed
what
to have
is Tesla doing?
It did the pop and fade at 242.
Well, I got out of that. Oh, I just lost $2 basically because I got out.
So this just happened in Tesla. By the way, Jennifer, I think you're going to be right on Affirm, maybe not me. 242 did the pop and fade. I grabbed it back through. It got 41.5. There was a buyer at 40, so I got out because that's what I do. But while that happened, so that was good. But Affirm, there's a dip by. I'm like, okay, let's go. Start going higher. I added to it, which sometimes you should do that, sometimes you shouldn't. Because really, now you got a lower high into a flat bottom, which looks pretty good for a short. Obviously, I'm long here at 53. So I'll give it to 40. If it breaks 40, that's where my stop is. It is what it is. It's probably going to break down. I had another offer to try and grab in front of 75, and it got to 70 and then turn around here. So Tesla good, Affirm not so much. This will be it won't be a flat trade. Here's the thing, if I don't add to the position, we take some out for profit and have the tight stop, that's a winning trade. When you add to it and only get one profit take, then that's going to be a losing trade now because I decided to add on the way up. Sometimes you should like it better for a good reason, but this wasn't as good of a stair step to the upside. This was actually coming back in. Instead of a higher low, it was making the same support level, which isn't quite as bullish. If it made a higher low like up here or something, that's actually more bullish than getting it at a better price. So just because you get a better price doesn't mean the trade is better. Oh, Intel also moving to the downside, so we got to fill above VWAP. The money fills are above VWAP. Shout out to Luca for that. But as it gets to 44.50, let me take another out here. The low of the day has been respected at 44.40. So every single time I've been short and not gotten out in front of 44.40, it's been a bit of a mistake. So we'll go flush on this name. And Comp SRX, yeah, firm 100. I'm not going to forget that. Come on, it's not going to 100. Where's my trade ideas? It's just before we...
It's pineapple pizza.
Everyone acts like I said something
time.
profound. There was nothing profound about this. Affirm. Like look at a weekly chart of. You think this stock is getting to 100? This is.
I don't think it's getting to 50.
No, let me zoom this out a little bit. If a firm gets to 100, like what has to happen if we're going into recession for a firm to get back to here? It's going to triple on the weekly. Look how long this consolidation was. The consolidation from the 9 bottom to essentially 35 we are now, that goes from August of 2022. So to get back to August levels after bottoming out midway, like that was a year and a half, like just over, actually over a year. So over a year round trip. We're not getting 3x. Unrealistic. Something really profound would have to happen. And congratulations, Jennifer. I just got out of Affirm, so if you're short 34.70, like really, like you shorted the lower high, and I went long on the higher low, and you're gonna win. So if I had not added to the position, I could have still actually had a winning trade there, but because I added to it and only got 1 profit take, we'll take the L. Should have hung on to the Tesla shorts, the real answer there. It's still headed down. It did bounce off 240 a little bit.
Did you lose on it, or you took it?
No, it was a good win,
Okay,
but it's
good.
still like I shouldn't have taken it out. I should have actually...
I'm back into it. I'm
not listening to the thing. I don't know what's going on.
Well, there's nothing's going on. It's just, so right there, we did break above VWAP right there. We could put it on, guys. Like, it's just a matter of if we get, I don't know if we're going to get strike. I just don't know if we're going to get a strike for it. That's all. I don't. There it is right there on the screen right now. What the hell is that? That's what's going on? Well,
yeah, definitely should have held a short.
So it's a good thing I'm short again. Like, what is that? What? I think your feed is frozen, guys. Okay, here we go. What is that? The rear view mirror? What do you mean it's in space? Okay. All right. Let's just move on.
I'm sure there's at least like music or something to that.
Let's keep it. Can you find a spot without putting it?
Are they at least playing music?
Can you put it like in between me and Neil there, maybe? Our faces there? I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I'll let you guys figure it out.
What's the point? I don't know. That's.
Don't worry about it. As long as we don't get a copyright strike, I think it'd be fun to put it on. So we could do that.
Well, that's the thing. We don't want to have that happen to us.
I just don't know the legalities.
But what's the point of showing that? If something comes up, maybe we should. Yeah, if something happens, we should do something. But I mean,
it'll give us. What is going on?
It's like the Matrix.
Doesn't it look like Lego? Like those little Lego Benums that pop up there? This is not. Oh, Ramin's telling us these are the details of the car. I don't think that's right. I feel like we got to find a better feed. I don't know what that is. If this is what Elon is doing, then is he trolling then? Would you say that's trolling?
I don't. Maybe
I
there's
would
a
say
technical
that's
difficulty.
trolling.
Well, it'd be hilarious
to get everybody. There's 100 and what was that? 112,000 viewers.
112,000
watching this right now. Am I on shrooms right now? Like what exactly?
They got 112,000. Okay, so let me.
How many people are watching?
We have 3,300 people watching. If we put that on, are 100,000 people going to join right now? Okay.
People are saying it's a fake video. I don't know what's going on, but okay.
It is what it is.
Anyways, we'll leave it. Ramin's all over
Actually, this is actually pretty intelligent. I just saw Mr. Love Shack just said it's a rendering of what a row of capacitors look like.
And I'm fine with that.
Because you threw some big words in there, so then that, as far as I'm concerned,
is it a flex capacitor?
You're correct. You're correct. Ramin,
it is kind of what Ramin said.
Ramin, I know that's what you said, but I'm giving credit to Mr. Love Shack. Am I allowed to do that?
It's a flux capacitor.
It has to be about you, Ramin. I know that's what you said, but they didn't hear you say that.
We are
I'm giving
waiting.
credit to Mr. Love Shack.
It's like a preview. It's like a preview.
I'm sorry, Mr. Love Shack. Ramin had to let us know that she's the one that said that before you did. I was trying to be cool about it, but...
Ramin is showing no love to Mr. Love Shack.
It's all good. Ramin brought me a cookie the other day. And
that was a good one.
She gave me popcorn as
well. What
well.
movie did you see, by the way, Ramin? I saw that was that from a movie? That was from a theater, no? Oh, she picked up some popcorn.
She bought a bag of popcorn that was this big at the grocery store.
I thought this was one.
That's what's left.
Oh, it's an actual bag. Okay.
No, it's good. I had
when
some.
she came, I saw this.
Okay, maybe
I thought
it's not
it was
this
the.
big.
Okay, thank you, Ramin. Orville Redenbacher, not a sponsor. No more showing label. All right, so let's just go over this trade right now on Tesla right now. So again, we were short. You got to have an out. Obviously, that's not a good one. But breaking through VWAP was good enough for me. And the minute we did that and we took out that high, that's an out for me 10 times out of 10. So the fact that, it falls back from there. Hey, my name is Sean. I day trade. Right now, I have over 90 fills today, which is actually pretty light. So I'm going to have some fills that are going to look like that. But then we did get back into the short. I still like the short. We're short right now. It's under the 50 period. It's under VWAP. excuse me, we're not short a lot of shares, but if it does come back up to VWAP, then we're going to short more. So right now, I'm looking to get short here, more shares on Tesla. This is just an early position. If that's what that, it has nothing to do with that video, although now that I see it, I probably want to get more short, but I understand that that's just a intro video. This is more about the fact that Tesla, regardless of what's happening today, yesterday down, today down, looking to get into this area again, 234, 236. I think tomorrow being Friday, obviously I'm not going to sit here and call a big move to the downside. It's going to be the beginning of a new month. I could see some rallying happening for December, heading into the close of December. Christmas, Santa Claus rally does not, deconstructed version right there. Thank you.
That's cool.
Ramin, not Mr. Love Shack for that right there. So that looks actually pretty cool.
That's really
for
cool.
sure. Look, I think Tesla, I think all this stuff is cool. You know, I mean, that's obviously AI generated. It's really super nice. But at the end of the day, are they going to sell more of these trucks? That's what we're talking about. And when I'm looking at Tesla right here, you know, I could see us landing somewhere tomorrow in and around this 230 area, whether or not we open up there or not. Let's just find out. This is this area of support for me. So we're going to go short. We're short under VWAP right now. Market is down almost 1%. We're under the 50 period. We're way under VWAP. We're under 16,000. I don't feel confident in any longs, hence why I'm double short. Let's see if we can get a bid down here to 238. I think that's where its home is for right now. We're going to go back and visit the bottom of the day, I feel like. So 238, what is that, 50? Let's go to 238.50, put a bid there, and hopefully we'll be able to talk about this in a couple minutes, and we get that filled down lower. So I like it. Good thing you bumped that short. 242 looks like a good level.
Well, I'm now getting into, Rivian just broke the low of the day, which I did say if Rivian would consolidate at that low, I would take this trade. Looking for a bigger breakdown. I just made a little bit of a flush. That's my 15-minute. Let's go to the 3 so you can see. So it made the wick underneath, kind of broke back above. That lower high is 1686 there, and then retook the previous bottom, which I just got into at 81. I'll give it that tight range just to see if it can get down. I'd much rather get a better price in Tesla, but we just held on to the first trade. The market is heading to the downside. Shout out in the chat just now, a reminder that Disney's weak. Disney just went red. It stair-stepped to the downside. I don't know if it breaks this flat bottom. It's not really a flat bottom break. It's just you get yesterday's low. We're already underneath yesterday's close price. If you break 92, all that hard work that Disney put in, okay, I guess it's, 78 to 95, pretty good for Disney. Well, they want to call it hard work. Other stocks have done better. But all that hard work is already being unraveled. I'm disappointed in the price action here. I thought this was a chance to consolidate and then make a push to 100. It's doing the opposite. It just broke the consolidation down. And then today, what ended up happening is you got a push up that failed at previous support, which is exactly the stairs to the downside, unfortunately. So if it breaks the low of the day at 92.20, looks like a short opportunity. The market is once again making a fail on the push to the upside. Let's go full screen here. We had one green candle on the 15-minute all morning long, and the top off of that was 15,930. What do you think the top was just now? That's exactly where we turned. So we're still looking pretty bearish, unfortunately. So I'm going to be looking at short opportunities. I wish I could tell you that I went short Affirm instead of long off that high. Maybe there's still something available there. This is going to break down, stair step down. That's a lot of room to VWAP. A ton of room. The market's headed to the lows. Oh, goodness. All right, well, literally as I was thinking about where I'd want to get out if I got in, it kind of did this little spike down. Someone punched short. I think I'd want to be getting out at 70, so this is not really good risk to reward at 34.30.
I mean, I'm watching. Ramin just mentioned it. It's right now. It's on Tesla's Twitter account. Yeah. So
well,
this
X.
is literally what it's looking like right now, and I feel like it's about to get popping at some point.
Is it?
I'll like it. I'll actually retweet it so everyone that's following. Anyways, you guys go on Tesla stream and be able to find that. There's the Cybertruck, and there's also some really like badass music in the background right now. It's like dun 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 dun, all this kind of stuff. So hey man, it's Tesla. There it is. So we'll have to find out what's going on. But back over to the trade real quick as we continue to monitor that. And anything hype happens, Ramin will. Something hype just happened right now. No, it just went all black right here. Dun dun dun.
It's
now
still the
a
same
new
thing.
view. All right, honestly, man, Elon is too much. Like, this guy is getting people to watch this thing, and maybe we're just the fools.
I mean, he's got us staring at it.
I don't know what's going on. I'd rather not stare at it. Actually, I'm getting off that screen. I've actually got to mute that site. Right there it is.
Well, just don't put the sound on.
I have the sound off now. Okay. We're gonna continue to watch that as we still wait on that event to begin. I mean, obviously there's something happening, so we'll wait for it to begin. And I just feel like he's probably, it wouldn't surprise me if he actually does that sledgehammer thing again. I kind of think that's what he should do. I think that's what the Cybertruck is famous for. Yeah, or fire an arrow. I just think that, wasn't it a sledgehammer the first time? I feel like it was. So I'm just going to keep this up here and try to.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like he could do that.
Take a couple swings at it.
Yeah, take a couple swings at it. That'd be pretty funny. All right, we're going to continue to watch it. All right, what else to talk about when we're trading here? Let's talk about some new positions possibly that we want to get into. So there's MINM. It broke. So there it goes. It breaks through $5. We'll slap. Look, it's a stock for me that I'm up on. So we'll slap a fail on the last piece. But honestly, to take a dollar hit when we have, that's a $2 winner, that's a $1 winner. So it doesn't average out to be the greatest winner of all time, obviously, but there goes Minim. And again, remember, not really too much news on this. It does have a float of only 1 million shares. So that's why today over 70 million. Let's check out another high flyer here, maybe VVOS. Okay, so that was up a couple 100,000% yesterday or something like that. And now, like yesterday's opened at $4, made all the way to 50. I mean, now today we kind of calmed down a little bit, and what goes up must come down when it's looking at that. So that's kind of what we're talking about right now. VFS, Adara, I remember earlier on this morning, gave us a story on VFS here, VinFast. That's up 12%. And again, this is another name that could possibly go as well. Trying to hold that bottom. That bottom right now is 830. For me, because I just saw what Minim was doing, I almost think a break here lower. This is going to be a good little break. I mean, VFS right here, nice bump up. We could lose that, and if you lose that, then you probably do head back in for sure to $8, and then you're looking at 750 after that. So this is a trade that's going to be on my radar right here. A couple wick bottoms. What is that? 830. Now the question is, let me test it with 100 shares. Do we have to pay for shorts? Yes, we do. So we're going to have to pay for shorts on VinFast right now. So I'm going to go over and do that. I'll let you know how much the price is. It's only 322 now, but honestly, I just feel like on a possible flush, that's not horrible there on a flush. So let's have a quick look and see what happens with VinFast if we do get that blow through 825, basically the bottom. It's 827.
Mike Paney in the chat. Probably even Elon is scared to show the new price.
Is there a new price? Have they changed the price of that
I don't know. I wonder if is that the actual? It's not the actual Mike Pena. That dude's hilarious. I love that guy.
Who's Mike Pena? Is he a stand-up? I don't know.
Well, you know your absolutely favorite Marvel movies?
Mine?
Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man?
Yeah, he's.
Don't get me
like,
started with Ant-Man.
He's
bro.
the sidekick. Well, Sean,
squash that ant.
Anyone that watches this, Sean has it in for the Ant-Man franchise.
No. My wife hates Paul Rudd.
Oh, that's right. Marissa.
It's nothing to do with me.
Marissa can't stand Paul Rudd. What's the deal with that? Why
she just hates Paul Rudd? I mean, we could.
Yeah, it was funny. What's that movie with?
He does have some funny movies.
What's the one? Shoot.
He's been in a lot because he's like really good friends with Seth Rogen.
No, the one with Seth Rogen.
Yeah. I don't know. We're not allowed to watch Paul Rudd movies. Are you understanding the story?
The one with the what's that? Katherine Heigl's in it.
Like
the only thing she ever did on movies.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up. That's it. That was hilarious. Anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Paul Rudd's he's funny.
He's all right. I mean, I don't really know. I'm gonna have to.
I think
Ant-Man. The best of all.
I thought Ant-Man was kind of funny. I mean, I don't know.
I think it's hilarious that there's the little guy running around as an ant. That's hilarious.
He's not an ant. You know he's not an ant.
I know this.
Anyways, I don't know why I get so worked up about it. To be honest.
Is he not an ant in that movie? Oh no, he doesn't go into a little ant. I don't know what that is. What?
He just shrinks, man. He has an army of ants that he can control.
Wow, he has an army of ants. That's awesome. Is him and Bee Woman?
You ever wonder why Disney's in trouble right
Wasp
now?
Woman? Yeah, Wasp Man is great.
Don't you own Disney shares? You should be on
I'm
the other
selling
side
Disney
of this.
shares
You should be on
almost
the other side of this argument. You should be trying to pump up the Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Just one more. Let's get back to the market for a quick second here. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about Rivian. It was Super SPAC Man's like, yeah, you know, it's at the low of the day when you're taking a short. It is a lower probability. Look for a bigger move, but I just realized something. Like the actual range on the range on this bottom is 80. It was 83 to 97.
Yo, you're missing some highlights.
So I got to think about like 12 to 15 cent range here on that trade and start doing some scalping of a piece of it. But now, yeah, it's starting to get action here. Oh, there we go.
You guys have it up. Yeah, have it up so that we can talk about it and I don't have to show it on Twitter. Look at that Cybertruck go, man. It's going uphill and everything. All right. There we go. Look at the speed on that thing.
Notice how there's no driver. I didn't see a driver.
There we go. It's full self-drive.
I didn't see a driver there.
FSD right now. Oh, there it is. There's Elon himself working on the car. This is great. There you go. You get a little battery in the back there. There we go.
Did I just see a SpaceX launch pad in there for a split second?
Probably did. This thing can also go into space. You didn't know
Yo,
that?
it'll double as like a Mars
Look
rover.
at the Cybertruck. I'm short the stock, by the way, so I don't know why I'm like thinking this is so impressive. All right, what else do we got going on here? All right, so there it is, off-road plus normal road. So
Dude, donuts in that bad boy.
Oh,
That's
the towing capacity.
They were literally towing. That was a SpaceX engine. See that? That's impressive.
All right, we need Randy here. Okay, there he goes on a mountain. All right. As you can see, if you're enjoying a nice sunset, you can do it in your Cybertruck.
I got serious questions about the range. If you're literally towing a rocket engine, what's your actual range doing that?
Ooh,
you ain't doing that for
those
long.
Headlights. All right. Anyways, I don't know, but that is the Cybertruck.
They know how to put on a show.
I like it, man. I like it. I look. The reason. Oh yeah, is that Elon himself is in the building, baby.
Holla at your boy.
Here we go. This is what we're talking about. Sharif is the biggest fanboy. Sharif is probably right now at home watching this. Dun 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 dun.
Boom.
Oh yeah, there we go. Look at everybody with their cameras out. The money's dropping down. Elon is like, yo, what's up? This is my Cybertruck.
I'm just gonna keep it for real for a quick second.
Those guys to be there.
You get an opportunity to be at something like that. How about you actually enjoy the moment and live the moment instead of do this?
No, you know why? Because they're probably live streaming.
I know that. It's like everyone has to do this. Anyways, I got a story about being in Paris looking at Starry Night, and I'm in this room looking at this priceless Van Gogh picture, and I'm the only person, it's like 50 people shoulder to shoulder, I'm the only person that isn't with their phone out. Like, why are you even at an art gallery? Like, what the heck are you doing?
By the way.
Market's to the downside, by the way.
Another one.
Bang, there it is, man, $1. Tesla's making the move to the downside right now. As we get that fill on Tesla, it is moving down. Yeah, no, so shout out to Louisa there. What's up, Louisa? Yeah, no, unfortunately, look, we got stopped out. So like there's our Microsoft trade. It broke above the 200 period. Now, just to talk about trading again, let's bring it back. So here's the 200 period moving average, right? We shorted it against it. So obviously when it started to fall back down in there, the minute we took that out, what was up with that?
Oh, no, go ahead.
The minute we took that out on the back end there for Microsoft, it broke through the 200 period moving average. So for me, unfortunately, look, it's a money trade. It's going to be, like I said, Microsoft is my number one stock this month. We've talked about that a couple times here live on the show. So again here today, that's a $3 winner. So I mean, we'll put that in our pocket and hope for the best moving forward. But that's a good little trade there. What's up? Okay, so Fabian's really loving this as well.
No, the lighting is so.
Can we just get
the lighting is so bad that you can't even see anything. Darkness
why
is
is there
spreading.
not a spotlight on the dude's face?
Because he's chilling.
There we go.
He's like, no, we're gonna keep it.
When you have 56 billion problems,
more utility.
Lights ain't one right now.
Faster than a sports car.
More utility than a truck. Faster than a sports car. What kind of? That's what I'm saying. There should be some sort of
what's the definition of that?
Disclaimer there. Yeah, where is
we do need Randy for something like that. But while that was happening, I actually thought there was a decent chance that you'd get a rollover in Rivian when they debuted it. Not much. It did pop down. I got some 1-to-1. If my stop is going to be literally at 87, I'm going to take some out of 77. Like the stock, the range on this, and the range on the market, not what I was expecting. You're not exactly flying around here. And if I thought there'd be a sympathy play for it, took most of it out. I'm still going to hang on to the Intel short. I really should have had that Affirm short. Shout out to you, Jennifer. That was the right call. Getting out was a good thing. I tried to grab something at the 50s, but it never popped back in. If this falls to VWAP, I never found an entry. Maybe I can work with a 55 out and try and short a consolidation play on Affirm. But I'm feeling like this is a bit of a nothing burger for Tesla. You know, it was a sell the news event. If it is going to pop, I'd look to short resistance levels unless anything comes out here crazy. Like we've gotten nothing out of this that we didn't either already know or wasn't expected, which is fine. It is 3:30, and I haven't gotten the early look yet. The second we get the early look on the imbalances, or whoever gets it first, you can throw it into the chat. I have the Twitter feed. I have the Twitter feed up.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I just haven't seen it yet. So if somebody sees it before me, just throw it in the chat. But it is, just remember for imbalances, it's MSCI rebalance day. So you will see larger individual stock imbalances today on a host of names. So when we do get that update, like trust me, if I look at it now, I don't know if it's going to be already updated, but there should be some bigger numbers expected today. Yeah, like look at.
Here we go.
There we go.
Baseball time. All right, this is what we're. This
But
is
who
what
is
we're
this?
waiting for.
You need to have like Verlander or something.
What? No, the window's open, dude. No. That was not.
You see that throw?
That was not it.
Yo, my daughter could throw better than that.
That was not it.
Straight
that was
up.
Not it. That was bad throw. What is happening here? No. I want. Man, Elon's gonna get roasted for this. I want a sledgehammer on that. He did it the first time. Why not do it again?
The list of major league pitchers that would die to be able to do that would have been more
He's
fun.
gonna pull out a sledgehammer in a minute.
Or something.
That's what it's about. You can't have
Or a
like your
hand
director
grenade.
of marketing throw a ball at that thing. All right, here we go. So that's what you know what? The trunk actually looks pretty cool. I don't.
It does
actually
look
mind
cool.
that
No, it
flatbed
looks
there.
very cool.
I thought the flatbed was like a little shady in the first place, but that actually looks pretty good now that it's opened up there. I think Randy's right about what eventually is going to happen, and that's going to be there's going to be some crazy accessories that you can, build that thing up, and I think that's going to be great. So
I guarantee you, when they go to Mars the first time, when SpaceX eventually goes to Mars, their version of the rover is basically going to be a converted Cybertruck.
See, like
you know it, you just know it.
Like how funny?
Oh, there you go.
Would there be for
Look
like
at the side.
podcasts where I just stand here and we just sort of talk about these ridiculous videos?
Yeah, that's all we could do. It would be a lot.
That would be a fun podcast. What is that? What is that? What is he in there? Was that sand? Feet of strength. Did you notice some strength there? I didn't.
Well, the rollover test was pretty cool.
That was too. So it did not roll over. That's pretty hype for sure.
No, I didn't actually catch the speed that it was going. A Tommy gun.
Yes. This is now. What's up to my Italian friends right here? This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, but you need to have Sonny Corleone standing in front of it doing all this stuff with the
He's
Tommy
gonna be in the
gun.
car. Yeah. That's the thing. Okay, well.
First of all, Sonny was a chump for falling for that. But anyways,
I want to see a live gun example on there. But anyways, okay.
Well, that was pretty cool with the
That was
Tommy
pretty
gun.
fun.
But first of all, who uses a Tommy gun?
You don't have one?
You get a Gatling gun out there. If it can withstand a Gatling gun,
You can
then
borrow
we can
mine
talk.
one day if you want. Okay. Who knew? Yeah, and that's the other point too. Like
I heard that, by the way.
I'm down with like showing that it can absorb bullets, but like realistically,
You don't have that
how
problem?
many of us have that problem?
You don't have that
Like,
problem?
Let me buy this truck just in case someone. Well, I guess if you're rolling down certain streets, maybe you may need that, but it seems
You
a
don't
bit
know.
much. I mean, I am from the streets of Brampton. We've talked
Sometimes
about
just
that.
enough that people know you can handle that.
The
and
hard
then you got
streets
no
of
problem.
Brampton. Okay, so let's talk about something else. So GameStop right now bounces up to 15 again. That I want to be short until we're underneath or till we're above VWAP. We are still underneath VWAP. That probably could have been a good reload there, near in and around $15 coming for GameStop. I'm still in because we're talking Tesla. We might as well. I mean, I'm still in this name here, so as it continues to fall down, we did take that bid. That's not a stop. That's a stop out of, so that's about $1.50 of a winner already right there. Let's see if Tesla can make its move down. I don't I don't think the stock price, again, unless he hits that thing with a sledgehammer and it breaks again, I don't think this event is a market moving event for the name. Tesla, like I was saying before, it's been relatively weak. In a weak market, this name was weak yesterday and the market was fine. So, I think we could take this 50 period, and then, like I said, wouldn't be surprised if we can get into the low 230s there tomorrow. So I feel like there is going to be a pullback today. Market's down. It was a monster month. This is the best month in a year and a half, which is November. The NASDAQ is 3% away from the highs. If there's any stock that may have a problem, maybe it's Tesla. Tesla has not been. I mean, we can look at all the other stocks, man. Like, look at the bottom left here, this chart. Look at Intel straight to the upside. We're talking about stocks like Uber, straight up. Boom, right? There's lots of other stocks, Apple. I mean, regardless of where you're going, all the Mag 7 names, we can call up all of them. They all look very, very similar to this, except for Tesla. So again, I just feel that, not that there's a problem with X, but he may have to raise some more money. We did hear some talk about he gave the middle finger there to Disney and to Apple and to some of the investors for pulling out on some of their ad money and things like that. So a lot of the time stocks will sort of react to their leadership, and unfortunately right now I think that a lot of people are waiting for this event. Let's see what happens. But after the event is over, I feel like for sure that this will fall. So let's wait to see what happens here with Elon Musk and Tesla.
Yeah, seeing a few things posted in the chat here. 11,000 pounds towing capacity.
Is that good? I don't know.
This is why we need Randy out here.
Right.
I'm straight up.
I've already messaged him. I think he's out of the building.
Yeah, no, Randy probably left. So look, specs don't look that bad. However, I want to get to Schwab for a second, or Schwab. I don't know what necessarily caused this pullback, but Schwab was having a good day, and you just had this rather decent move on volume to the downside. I didn't see anything immediately pop the wire there, but it bounced nicely off VWAP at 61.1. Now it's 3:36, so it's late in the day. This is not the time of the day we want to put on new positions when you don't know what's going up. I don't know if there's an index action here. The early look on the mock ended up being 341 million to the sell side, so for what it's worth, we have a small sell imbalance. Remember, it is MSCI rebalance day. I'm expecting to see some larger numbers out there. We did pull up the early look for some individual names. That's just my quote board, but CNHI, 15 million to the buy side. Kenvue, which always seems to be there, 4 million. You have Verizon, 4.3. None of the real big names are out there on early looks. MFC's there, but that's not that big of a deal. Las Vegas Sands, 1.2 million sell. Of course, there's a sale of $2 billion worth so that the Adelson family can buy the Dallas Mavericks, but that's a one-shot deal. LVS is probably going to rebound after they make that sale, but nothing gigantic out of the bigger names. All I see, there's literally not a big name in there on the early look imbalances. So it's a very small sell imbalance as we speak. I got to get back over to this Rivian. You're not really getting any kind of a big reaction out of Rivian. I thought you might see something on the Tesla news. It was breaking the low of the day as you were getting the release of the deliveries on the Cybertruck and the hype event. I thought it could break down. You got pretty much nothing in there. You got a 10-cent move, and it's coming back to the top. I see no need to reload this. Probably just going to get out once it gets past break even.
He's comparing right now the truck to the R1T and things like that. So.
In range?
I'm not. I think it was towing capacity and stuff. So they're just going through some details right now. So, if and when. All right. So let's take advantage of this. Let's just go a couple bangs right now for GME. And again, I know there's a lot of people that are long this name, and I don't mean to. I was long earlier. And then when it gave up 15, we just went short. And then we just was dancing around 15, and then we just flushed into 1560. So we take that fill. Whenever you see something like this, and this is why I do have my P&L open, is because all of a sudden things change so dramatically and you want to see what's going on. So I went right over to GameStop and found this. So this was a good move back into the downside. So let's see what does happen here with GME. Another name here that we were looking at earlier on the watch list, on the sticky note and on the watch list today was Ford. So this is another name, what a disappointing day this is. I thought that when they talked about the bottom line was going to be about $900 added to the price of every vehicle, I feel like they got sort of through this whole UAW stuff. But no, it doesn't, I thought it was going to be a better day than this. Now, thankfully, it did not take 11. I wanted 11 as a break. Remember what we talked about on the setups that I like? So again, here's the base. I just thought we'd take 11, then that, not today, but then that gets us up here into 12 or 13. Then that's where eventually you sell some of your swing trade, right? So you get long here on a break of 11, which is why we posted it on the sticky note. And I still like the idea. I'm not against it. It's just maybe it's a tomorrow idea. We went up to only 1080 today and then fell back in. Now, if you can get back down to 980, $10, which you're pretty, I mean, what's the difference between 980 and 1020? 40 cents. But the thing is like, if you get back into this area, that has to be a buy, no? I mean, at certain points here for Ford, it really does suck because I've liked this name throughout the pandemic and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it's not really giving sort of the love that a lot of us thought it would with the F-150, with Rivian and everything like that. So I know they've divested out of some of their Rivian position, but see, there's that 11 marker. So anybody questioning, or, you know, we've talked about this with Adair and Sharif on the midday show, wanting to figure out how to build a watch list, how to build names that you're looking at, and you know, look at this level, $11 here. I mean, how awesome is this?
So good for so long.
It's so good, and I still think it's so good. It's just, today they couldn't get through it. I think when we do, that's the trigger point, right? And I think you can get a trigger point up to 13. You take your $2, which would be less than 20%, but in and around there. You take that, and if you miss it and it gets up to 15, then great. But what catalyst is going to do that, right?
I don't know.
I don't. You know, I'm not sure what the catalyst is for these. I don't want to say EV makers, but
I've been feeling for all of these names. I've been feeling a bottom has been coming, but I just don't see what's actually going to cause the bottom.
Come to the screen real quick.
Because they go back. Yeah, it's actually.
This is a Porsche.
This is getting cool.
Here, oh, you have it up. Okay, so here we go. Let's watch it together on the screen. This is a Porsche versus Cybertruck. Come on. What?
Towing a
quarter mile time, less than 11 seconds?
And someone in the chat was like, "Yo, Neil, you're being too. I was being too negative." I'm a Tesla shareholder. I love Tesla. But we're having some fun. I don't know if that's actually true. That
it has to be true, though. No.
Was that Porsche going all out? That going all out?
That either means that
was that Porsche going all out?
Porsche really sucks, or that's a great comparison.
That was impressive. But back to the point about Ford and that 11 level. Actually, when I had Michael on last week on Friday, he said this, and then I reiterated it because it was true for me as well. That one of the most simplistic trading pattern setups to find significant levels that a beginning trader can find is previous support turning into resistance and vice versa. Because then once the stock is broken out, it gives you something to work off of to join the trend that is easy. Like you can see where previous resistance was or support was. And in the case of Ford, and when I was a penny stock trader, this was the first thing that I found as a setup that helped me to trade, was looking on like daily charts, like, okay, well, if it supported this level before and it broke it to the downside, then I would short in front of previous support. And that was one of the first things I did that was successful. And this 11 level, what happened when you popped it? You just got in and failed that level. If you were looking as a short trader, you'd see it get into this previous high. And when it got back there, it turned almost on a dime. Like that's an actionable trade for day trading, for swing trading. It's a very simplistic setup where you don't have to search hard and true for some kind of a level. It's already there for you. Now, finding a support level, that's one thing, but once it breaks, just look in the other direction. It's the same thing for resistance. That's what we want to see happen on those things stair-stepping to the upside. Speaking of the upside, the market is trying to bounce, at least a little bit. The good news, well, it doesn't, I mean, the good news, depending on your position, Rivian back to the low. I guess I should have reloaded, did not, but I should have reloaded, and it's now back into the lows. Ideally, this would go to 1650, but there's 15 minutes left. Not a lot of time for that move, that kind of a move to happen. So if it gets down into the low 60s, then I'll take that. As far as Intel goes, I was going to reload this. Now I'm thinking I shouldn't. Greed is not always good. Got down to that low again and probably should have taken it. I took some out in front of 50s. I should have gotten it all out in front of 40. Right now, 44.40 is what it is, and it is a quadruple bottom today on Intel. I kept thinking we could head lower after the 45 fail, but Intel's holding on to 44.50. The other thing, because there was a question in the chat about why is NVIDIA down $15 today? So two things. I'm going to start with SMH, because SMH, whoops. Oh, that's what I wanted. Where are you? There we go. SMH made a lower high and has been in like a huge uptrend, then put in this lower high and is threatening breaking down. So you have a bit of a top being made in that name. And then NVIDIA on the larger time scale, it bounced off 400 multiple times. It just rejected the 500 level and is stair-stepping back down in. When it's gotten to 500, last time it did it, it got to 500, lower high about the 490s, and then back to 400. This time it didn't quite go as high. Lower high, this top is 490 and change, and now it's coming back in. It's basically following the same pattern that it did the last time it got to 500. And you have the semis pulling off as well. You have Intel that just made a recent high. You've got AMD as well. Ooh, now we have it in the corner. I liked it.
Yes.
Yeah, you got AMD, which is also, the second this loads up, you're going to be able to see. There we go. AMD just made a recent top at 125 on resistance and pulled back. So you're getting a pullback in pretty much all the semis, and then NVIDIA as well just got to a pretty key level after earnings and then turned right back around. It's already 3:45. You know what we got to do this time. We had Frank on, but let's take care of some business.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
Okay, so tonight, thank you, Brendan. Tonight, so apparently I didn't know this. Salesforce was supposed to be tonight, but rescheduled to yesterday. I didn't know that. But anyways, you've already had Salesforce right there. All right, so tonight, shout out to Canada.
Come on, TD.
What the hell is BNS doing today, actually? Hold on a second here. Down how much? Not down 10.
I think it's a good sign that TD increased their dividend before the earnings came out. I tend to think that's
fine.
You think that's a good idea? You think that's a good thing?
Yeah, I think it means that they're probably hopefully cash flow rich. We'll see.
I'm hoping it's not that they just window dressed it before the earnings came out.
Banks. I don't know.
You'd hope
I mean,
not.
banks in Canada are protected. Okay, so the biggest names tonight are going to be these Canadian banks. And then, I mean, look at the market cap. Obviously, it's not as big as the ones in the States. We only have 6 major banks here. So, all right, so 2 of the biggest ones going through tonight, TD Bank and Royal Bank. So those are the 2 biggest, as far as I know, by market cap. And then you're going to get Dell coming through, so that's going to be an important one. Ford is actually tomorrow, so we just did a little bit of work with you guys about Ford Motor and what we were sort of thinking about the future of that company and the levels, so that'll be pretty. Oh, there's CIBC as well, so that's what I was saying. Look at the market cap, so yeah, definitely these are the 2 largest as far as I know. Marvell, so that's all. Ulta
last
Beauty
chip name.
used to be a big one, still is Ulta Beauty, but they're that coming through. UiPath, I mean, there's a couple of Kathy Wood names in here that are going to be decent. So Umbrella as well tonight. Under my umbrella, Ella. So we'll see where that goes right now as well. Shout out to, of course, Riri. And then as we go down here, Zoomies. I mean, there's so many different random names. Kroger. Retail's been really hot as well, so check out Kroger. But make sure no matter what, you join me here tonight. Is there going to be a tweet that I can retweet? I don't know if there is going to be a tweet tonight. There it is, the market recap, come back. Dell, Marvell, and then Ford tomorrow morning. I feel like that's where the goodness lies. So we'll find out tonight. And I'm interested in UiPath as well. So a couple of names there.
UiPath for sure. Let me just double check because I don't remember.
I'm just building.
What is that short flow?
I'm gonna randomly guess 14.
You know what's only 9. I thought it was double digits too.
Yeah.
But there's always a but. I was looking at Marvell because I thought that's gonna be the most interesting one. Well, I know it's only 9%, but come on. Look at the daily chart on UiPath. Look at the $20 level. That's just a nice level. There's 22 up there. This is what you look for. I'm not saying, look, it doesn't have to break out from here, but if it does, then previous resistance turning into support gives you a base of operations on any kind of a move to the upside. If it can withstand, if it goes up and gaps 21, then on a dip buy, you can buy in front of 20 and have the previous resistance level for your support. So UiPath firmly on the radar. Now, obviously, if it stinks and then pulls back to like 17 and it's down like 15%, that changes the trade. But I'm going to come in if it's to the upside looking for a move into 22. Because that's what the chart is telling me. Again, you just trade the price action. That's all you have to do. We got 1 minute until these imbalances drop. Yeah, Marvell, I mean, very similar if Marvell can get through like 58 and then 60. But the last time Marvell made a break like this, the reason why Marvell matters on earnings is exemplified over here back into May. Where was I? Is that when I was in Paris? I think Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah, you weren't here definitely because me and Max.
No, because I remember I came back and then I sat down and Sean was like, "Yo, you look at the Marvell chart." Because the only thing I checked when I was in Paris was Nvidia. I didn't look at anything else. And then I saw this. I'm like, yeah, then Marvell has a chance to break out again. I think. Look, you see something like that happen.
Tesla's a big win.
Next time you trade it, you just trade it.
Tesla, I mean, now it's falling down, so I don't know what happened there. We're now $2, not $1, not $2, $3 now. Tesla is absolutely shit-kicking itself right down to the downside right now. So I don't know what's happened right there, but there we go. It is huge. It is a monster. We're in this. Let's go. This is what we're here for, baby. There it goes. It is a tank city. Look. Like I said, this name was going into the 235, 232s. I think we're going to the downside right now. Look at this, another move back up. Is there something happening right now? The market is absolutely bumping.
He's on the mic.
We do have the imbalances.
Imbalances just dropped.
Okay, so wow, Tesla, like what are the imbalances
CHNI
right now?
still Amazon,
it's
6 million.
MSCI.
6 million to buy Amazon. PAC-W to sell 4 million. Cisco, 3.5 million to buy. That's a big
what
Microsoft.
Is this number?
Microsoft 2.5 million to buy on Microsoft. Lucid 2.3 million to buy.
Hello.
Holy, these are big. Apple is 2 million to buy. It's got to be $1 billion. Where's the overall number? Do we have the overall number?
I mean,
Alphabet 1.8 billion. These are huge, and they're all to the upside. I mean, obviously.
Brandon's not here.
PayPal's 1.5 million to buy. This is obviously a big buy imbalance. So it
is Financial Juice has it 6.5 billion to buy. So it's 6 with a B to buy.
That's
6.5 billion to buy. We're short Tesla. Look, Elon, I don't know what you're doing with the Cybertruck, but the stock is going to the downside right now. As we reload that short, here it goes back into the downside. We're also short GameStop. Let's find out. We just reloaded that stock, so let's go. Okay. I'm reloaded. We're reloaded. Let's see what's going to happen right now. Those imbalances are wild. I don't know. Did we see anything on Tesla there?
I didn't see Tesla.
Numbers,
I saw lots over 1 million. I did not see Tesla. If Tesla's there, then it's not as big as the other name. Meta's 1.2 billion. I mean, 1.2 million. All of the major tech names are over 1 million shares, but if it's not over 1 million shares, Tesla doesn't seem. AMD's almost 1 million.
Wow.
To buy, Disney's a buy. It's all buy side. Look, man, if Robinhood and Tilray are both buys, Uber's that wasn't
what try to say about Robinhood?
What? It stinks?
Yeah, probably right.
Someone's going to buy Robinhood. Imagine if that's what Buffett bought.
I was going to say, what if that was the mystery?
No chance. I don't think so. The more I think about it, the more I like
hear that story.
The more I like the theory that whomever Apple picks up as their new credit card partner is who Warren Buffett was buying.
Apparently they announced,
that's what I think Berkshire was doing.
I think they announced the prices of the Cybertruck, which is what initially sent it reeling.
That would make sense.
So the reason why I added to this short, okay, is because of that exact reason. As the market sort of absorbs, so like this move was happening, then all of a sudden you get a random market event. We could still get taken out of this, no doubt. But because you get this random event, it starts to bump up again. So I'm just here to say, like, at 355, most of the time, now don't, mark, don't, well, whatever, I'm saying it, so mark my words if you want. But at 355, from our experience, these pair off. So look at this move up for Amazon. I'm just assuming it made a rocket move up. Let's just see. Okay, well, we obviously have a bad wick there somewhere, which really sucks. So let me zoom in a little bit more. Look at this move up for Amazon. It just went from 145 to 146.60. That's like a move in the whole day.
Whoa.
All right, and it just did it right now. So when this pairs off, where do you think this is going to go? So let's take that trade. Let's try Amazon right now. We'll try it. Okay, well, now we're short. So now we're short Amazon. I'm going to give it,
remember, it's 5 million. If it pairs off half that.
The problem is,
we have
a stupid chart here. The problem is that I don't know how high this could go because I'm in it a little bit early. I have to tell you that, honestly.
The top is 147 on Amazon today.
Okay, so we can hold this to game.
I like that trade at 55, at 147.
Early.
Because the thing is, if it pairs off at 55 and you got 47 against you, if you can risk 20 cents on that trade, if it pairs off, it's dropping $1 to $1.50. That's the thing. And it's because of this imbalance, 5.2 million. And the paired volume is huge. The paired volume is 7.5 million on it. The open interest is 13 million shares on the Amazon close. 13 million with 5.5 unpaired. So the closer it gets to 350, actually, I just remembered that I can put the stop order in. Like you can have a stop order in already without even being in position, so I can do that. And if we get to about 20 seconds left,
How much time is there? Okay.
we got 30 seconds until 355. I'm expecting that number to go from like 5 million to like 2 or 3. But if it doesn't, then it probably runs that 147 level anyways. It's the biggest of the big cap tech names. There's other names big like CNHI, which has an index action, Go EVs. I mean, that's a cheap stock, the penny stock, so who cares? But this is the biggest one. It might have just already paired off. It's gone.
What is?
Already.
Go EV, okay.
No, Amazon.
Yeah, we're short. We're short right now at 43. So here's the pullback.
Paired
down.
early.
Here we go, man. This is another win for us right now. We're bidding. There it is. I thought we were bidding 21s. There it is. We are now out. Wow. Look at that trade, guys. As if. I mean, we're really happy, obviously, with this trade. There it is. Look at this Amazon deal right there. Like, if you guys want to, I don't know. I mean, I just, Neil and I both just explained to you this exact trade. So there it is. There's the take. Look at this. 146.45 right down there into the money. All we're sort of doing is stacking it a little bit here today as we go. So again, thank you to everybody for watching. I got to flip over to the other side. Look at GameStop right now. You know, to the moon, not today, GME. As this stock continues, there we go. We'll just punch out. We'll get out there 60s. We'll punch, or 59. So we got a dark pool print right there. So there's our out at 59. Good trade so far on GameStop. As there's the short, there's the out. It is what it is. Tesla. This short, not going to print, I guess. Really happy. We're out of Amazon, by the way. Well, we have one small piece. I actually got part filled somewhere. Let me just punch the rest out. There it is. Amazon closed the trade. I mean, if you're not happy with that one as a day trader, we just made, so there's traders behind everyone, not just behind us, but there's a lot of traders that will look for closing imbalances. We just made 70 cents there, whatever, on Amazon with our eyes closed. So that was pretty good. All right, now we'll wait to see the next trade coming through. As we're at the high, we're not at the highest spot we've been at all day, but we have 0 LFD, so that's good. We had some unrealized wins when we were holding NIM in there, or minimum, or whatever that stock is. Shout out to Nimit, by the way. All right, so let's get out here. I got to flip over. I would love to stay in this trade. I could put a stop order in maybe, but like Neil said, I don't like to leave positions unattended, especially when you're not at your desk. That's not something that I would recommend.
At the close, especially, because anything can happen. The aftermarket is less liquidity.
This sucks. I don't want to get.
Never want to get trapped. That was the interesting thing about that trade is it did pair off before 355. Now the reason we say 355 is not because all imbalances change at 55. It's just a lot of the times, and 95 or whatever percent of the time at 355, it's a major pairing event on the NYSE and floor and in the NASDAQ imbalances as well. In this particular case, Amazon paired off a good 10 to 15 seconds early. And that's why, like you saw, like I was just starting to offer Amazon when it started to pair early. You saw how fast it came to the downside. So that's the thing about that trade. You got to be super quick. Shout out to DJ Freddy. Appreciate the super chat. We got 2.5 minutes to go. There's really, as I said, CNHI has an index action on it, and it's a dual listed stock. I think its primary listing is in Amsterdam. I'm like 90% sure about that, but it's really none of the big names stay. Like everything. All of the big cap tech names have already paired off by that 355 marker, so there's not a heck of a lot to look at going into the end of the day. The Cybertruck event, I mean, it was a bit of a nothing burger outside of that crazy move that had more to do with, I think, the end of the day imbalance. Like, it was flying to the downside, and then you had the imbalances come out, which I didn't even see Tesla, and then it popped up anyways. That's the crazy thing about trading around 350. There's a reason we said it's MSCI, it's a major index rebalance at the end of the month, because you know you're going to see extra action at 350, and then the same thing again at 355. So you've got to be ready for it. You don't have to take a trade, but if you're in a trade, you've got to be aware of it. Have a plan of action going into it. A lot of times, I like to make sure I tighten up my stop, so if something comes out, I'm not getting trapped in one of these crazy wicks. That can ruin your entire day on a single trade if you happen to get yourself trapped at the bottom without a stop. It's going to levitate up, and if you don't have an out very, very quickly, that's going to float very deep against you. We got about a minute to go here. Shout out to everyone in the chat for enjoying the day. David Beach, what does this mean for tomorrow? The fact that the market pumping feels to me like relief rally, end of the month, and MSCI. One thing you sometimes do see is if you have a major buy or sell imbalance, if it causes an irrational move in the stock, and I'm just going to use an example here very quickly as fast as I can. So you had a big imbalance on CNHI. I don't know if it's even still there, but anyways, you guys saw a big imbalance. It's probably paired off on CNHI. Let's say it was a huge buy imbalance. If it were to spike to like 10, from 1075, something ridiculous, and close at like 1125, sometimes there's a bit of a fade opportunity if it holds that price the next day. I would never suggest it. No problem. I wouldn't suggest it on CNHI specifically because it's dual listed. So it's gonna close wherever it closes. Then it's gonna open up in Europe as well. I think in Amsterdam. But the countdown is on. It's been a fun Thursday as Adara is on the bell. Appreciate Sharif and Adara for stretching things out. But in 4, 3, 2, and 1, ring it. And the market is closed. And we can see those upgrades and downgrades from this morning, of which Snapchat was good for a hot minute off the open for a breakout trade. But like some 930 trades on Snapchat, you had to be willing to hit it and quit it. There are times that your best trade of the day can be getting in and out in a matter of minutes. We had the conversation with Michael Noss. He once had a swing trade that he was in for 30 minutes that he expected to be in for a week. But if it hits your target, it hits your target. Don't get greedy. You can hold on to a piece of it, but that's all good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys staying in. But I want to give a special shout out, not just to Ramin and Fabian like we always do on the 1s and 2s. Not just to Sharif and Adara like we do always on the midday show, but I don't know if we have a picture. Do we have a shot of that picture? So I mean, it's an absolute first for us to even have a viewer send a gift in like that. But I don't know. We don't have a picture of it again. But Adara is very, very thankful to have gotten a beautiful looking painting. So there was a note. We didn't read the note. That's obviously for her. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate you, and we're just happy that you're here and even enjoying the show, let alone doing something as kind as that. So shout out to you guys so much. As always, thank you to Brendan. Thank you to Frank Caberna, our favorite guest, who did, as usual, pump the markets up for the 15 minutes that he was on dropping knowledge. You know exactly who I am. And you know exactly where you're headed. Let's go to the desk. We got the market recap. We got Marvell earnings after the bell. That's the one that I care about the most. And some Canadian bank earnings. Oh, Canada. Take it away, Sean.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Roberts. Hey, look, what a great show we've had, and it's about to get even better because it is earnings time. So stay with me. Traders, stay late. Welcome to the after show. It should be a good one as we go. Hey, I just noticed this. Thanks to Ramin. I really like this cover. Here we go. Look at the market recap show today. Who dis? Someone has billions of dollars and someone doesn't. But right there, nice move. Shout out to Elon, and thank you to everybody for joining us. And remember, our show right now, sponsored by Benzinga Pro. So we'll be here waiting to see if there are any updates for the big reports coming through. As you can see on the board right now, we have Dell, we have Marvell coming through, and what a good day it's going to be for us as we look at some of the runners today. Look what is first on our board. It is USO. Saudis talking about cuts today. Russia coming through as well. USO making the move to the downside. I'm kind of surprised, but all it's done is bouncing right back down into $70, into the 50-period moving average. I really think there's some awesome opportunities here for USO, possibly buying the dip. You get a nice move down today for 3%. Let's wait to see where this all goes. Look, everyone wants to make money, right? But the thing is, are we heading into a recession? If we are, then we should be expecting oil, unfortunately, to get to the downside. If you are on the other side of that trade, potentially good opportunity to buy oil. If you think there's either a mild recession or nothing coming at all, maybe the price of oil does head back up to the upside. So again, today, thank you for watching. We do have right now, I'm just going to refresh these, make sure it's good to go. We do have after hour movers coming through right here on trade ideas. So anything that we see, like Minim right now, down to $4. What a crazy trade that was today. We will have that for you very, very soon. You know what just came out? Clean Spark just came out. move to the downside right now on CLSK. This is one of those clean Bitcoin miners that we talked about on the show the other day that I thought was an EV name. But CleanSpark, nice move up, but right now fading back down to $6. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the sectors today. Today, a really green day. I mean, obviously in the NASDAQ, we were downside. NASDAQ today down 0.2%. Started off, we had Microsoft, I believe, to the downside. Well, Microsoft actually ends the day up 0.1. We did have a little bit of a wild ride there at the end with the MSCI rebalancing. So I feel like some of the prices, we came out with a $6.5 billion buy at the end of the day, and that's just a notional number. That sort of really does shout us out. Fabian, if you can. We'll get a water going on here. But there's Microsoft topping out at 379 today. I'm still looking for a 380 break. Let's see if we can get that. We've been long this name since we were a baby, so we really like Microsoft. It's been a nice move to the upside. Well, long since 18 or 19 years old. I mean, right now, you can guess my age. You probably already know it's 55. No, let's do a quick little roll call. Who is here right now? It's roll call time. I just want to see who's here. Who's in the building right now? And thank you so much for staying with me. And I know traders stay late. It's a tough thing to do here, bringing the energy to you guys every day, but if without you in the chat, we wouldn't be here. So what's up to Alan Smith as well? We've had some big trades, man. Brian Shannon gave us IMGN the other day. That was a big mover today, being bought out, up 90%. We've given some monster trades, including Pan W. Hey, what's up, Rich Naples? What's up, Pranya? Charles is here. Derek Jansen's here. Bull Shark Traders here. BK Stoney is in the building, as well as we continue to keep our eyes on what's happening. Let's go, says Ryan. Hey, what's up, Renee? We've got a couple new members. Let's shout you guys out right now. What's up to Renee? What's up to double Renee's here? Okay, 2 members. Okay, I like that. I Spy Options. Didn't I say market would rip? You did say that, but the NASDAQ is down. So, bang. Okay, what's up to everybody? All right, let's get going on the show, as we say. All right, we've got Dell earnings we're looking forward to. We're looking for Marvell. It looks like Ulta Beauty making a move right now. Let's have a quick look at Ulta. Hello, who's buying more makeup? It may be you. It may be me, as we have to wear makeup around here. 470 coming into play right now for Ulta Beauty. What was that number from Ulta? That's a nice one. Dell also out right now. I don't see Ulta on here, but I do see Dell. Dell right now, Q3 beats 188. Wow, that's a big number. There's Ulta's numbers as well. 5. Okay, Ulta's actually lower. A beat on sales for Ulta, but a lower EPS. Maybe it's the guide that they like. But let's check out Dell. Dell beats on EPS, but misses on revenue. So let's have a quick look to see what Dell's up to. Right, there's Marvell out as well. Marvell, Q3, EPS 41 versus 40. Also a beat on revenue. We have a couple names to check out. We can sit here and talk all about these names, but we really want to see what's going on. MRVL. Not MRCL, MRVL. Marvell, 56 down to 54. Okay, we have the daily up right now. We'll find out where Marvell's going. Nice move back up to the upside for Marvell. Looks like a relatively flat print. Dell heads to the downside, down to 72. Dell down 2.3%. Marvell doesn't look too bad as I read through the numbers. Q3 adjusted EPS 41 versus 40, revenue 142 versus 14. That's good. Ulta Beauty beats as well. Not beats on EPS, beats on sales. Ulta Beauty, this is a surprising number for me because what we're seeing here, what I'm seeing is 507 versus 534. There must be something in that period that we're going to have to go figure out. But there's Marvell, 41 versus 40, and it looks like, honestly, guys, I don't know, it looks pretty muted. MRVL right now down to 54, back up, now hovering around. Looks like a mute release here for Marvell. Dell, same thing, makes the move down, now battling back. Let's have a quick look on the daily where we're at for all these names. So Dell holding the 50 period at 70, no surprise, we bounce off 71, so that's still trying to hold it. Look at this PC game, man. The PC names are really strong right now. We've seen Intel make that move back on PC strength, as well as foundry development in the United States, so that's been a good one. Marvell, what does that look like on the 50 period? So we're still above there. Ooh, you're getting some consolidation here between the 50 and the 200. I don't really like that, but we'll see. As long as we hold above, it's fine. This chart doesn't look great. We've seen a lot of names bump up. We thought Marvell had a chance to take out $60, but there it is, man. Whoever got that bottom wick at 53, is that where this is? Look at this. I'm wondering now, are we supposed to just sit at key levels, take the bid, and then get out? I mean, if you sat there, you could have got 53. You're now out 56. That's not bad if you did take that. It's Marvell right now to the upside. Ulta Beauty promotes their CFO, promotes a new CFO, Paula Aobai, to CFO. I don't see anything. That name's probably not right. But Ulta Beauty, ELTA, again, with a nice move up here in the aftermarket. All right. Look, IBB today. There was some notes today that came through from, I believe it was it United Health today? I believe it was. United Health came out with a few things today. Nelson Peltz and Disney, we'll talk about that. Yeah, United Health came out with earnings. Financial guidance upside. I know that's not IBB, but again, the health sector good. We had IMGN today with a buyout, which is a great one. Immugen, huge move, all the way up there to $29. I really feel like as rates come back into play, what you're going to get are more consolidation in the space. There's going to be, we saw that with Humana and Cigna yesterday, or was it United Health coming through with potentially joining? So that's going to cause some bump ups. The report that I was just reading was Disney, right? So Disney today, Bob Iger yesterday. I mean, Disney's just been in a bunch of trouble lately. Elon yesterday gave the finger to Bob Iger, basically them backing away from Twitter, backing away from X and some of their advertising. So we're going to have to wait to see about Disney. For me as a shareholder, as I start to look at this, the 200 period moving average is at 90.50. If we break below that, I mean, look what happened here. We danced around the 200 period. We actually didn't get a chance to even get out because it broke below. I guess this is an earnings day back in May, down there, I guess Q1. Back down there below, breaks that level, and then you don't see the 200 period till we break it on the last earnings call, back up to the upside. And again, that high of Disney, 96. I feel like if you don't like the company, now's a pretty decent time to get out. And honestly, I'm thinking about that same thing. I think we'll be close to being underwater or break even on this trade. We were buying some Disney in and around the mid 90s. We did buy some on the dips back into the low 80s. I'm going to figure out my average price, but I'm not really feeling this. When Bob Iger was like, nah, we're maybe not thinking about selling and the assets, I don't like that. It's a super competitive space. We've seen Apple get into F1. We've seen Apple, or was it Disney into F1? We've seen a lot of, it doesn't matter. We've seen a lot of these different companies vying for the rights for these different sports events. It used to be ESPN's game, ABC's game, cable television. Now it's going more to direct-to-consumer on the streaming side. And I just don't know if Disney has it in them. The theme parks are great, but the theme parks are getting like, I don't have a money thing on here, but they're getting pretty expensive to take your family to Disney. How many times, especially if we're entering a recession, are you going to be traveling? I think some of the travel stocks are at risk here. You know what? Now the more that I talk about these travel stocks, I'm going to look for, and you guys tell me in the chat here, is there a travel ETF? Because, you know, something that maybe has, you know, some of the cruise lines in it, maybe Airbnb, maybe some of the airlines, although the airlines, we know the jet. Let's have a look at the Jets ETF quickly. Okay, so the Jets ETF, I really like this. No, if this was the New York Jets ETF, then it may be close to the bottom. Actually, shout out to the New York Jets, man. You got some good news yesterday. Aaron Rodgers, his 21-day window now open to return. But think about this. If you're the New York Jets, would you bring back Aaron Rodgers? He's 40. He turned 40 yesterday, I think. Happy birthday, by the way, my guy. I mean, thanks for the Super Bowl. We like it a lot. But we're in the Jordan Love era right now. I know, Jordan Love era, no love for that at all. I think that's a Taylor Swift thing. Oh, here's my pen. I was wondering where my pen went. So I would just stop switching the cameras, my guy over there. But no, what I was going to say is why bring back a quarterback that's 40 years old that you're looking for next year just to showcase him? I think it's a little bit of a risk. We already know what that's all about. But here's the Jets ETF. Look at this move down. We've seen some parabolic moves happen in many different names. As far as the Jets ETF is concerned, you're above right now. You're starting to go. I think this has room to go. I'd stamp a buy on this right now, above $16. Let's see if it gets going. And again, part of this USO, again, why do we like the airlines maybe now? And I know some of their energy costs are hedged, but, you know, if energy does come down in price, that should benefit some of the airlines. So I do like that. What else is moving around today? XLI, okay. As Caterpillar, as Deere, it's unfortunate. I was bidding Deere near 350 and I did not get filled. Okay, it's still down here. Look at this level for John Deere. I really like this level. You know, we've had Danielle Shea. She's going to come back on. She's doing some stuff this month and last. Hopefully in the new year, we'll have Danielle Shea back on. This is a name that she's really liked. John Deere has beat something like 24 of the last 25 quarters. You can look that up. It's something ridiculous like that. And right now, trying to hold this bottom. I know there's been a couple of us around here. I'm not in Caterpillar. Kind of wish we were in off the bottom. You're just now breaking above the 200 period moving average. But the name that I think can move, GE. I like General Electric. There's not going to be a better chart, I don't think, in industrials than GE right now. They've spun off GE Healthcare, GEHC. Watch out for General Electric to continue to motor higher. Look how great this stock has been. I mean, going back to the beginning of the year, you're looking at $70 for GE. GE's almost, it's up about 80% this year. Congratulations, General Electric, and that's another name. I started buying this name at $5 so long ago. But I believe I hear Fabian going, wow. But no, it's reverse split and everything. So, no, sorry, split. Actually, no, it did reverse split, I believe. Yeah, see, so this is a monthly chart going back for GE. So, oh no. There it is. Come on, monthly chart. I'm trying to zoom this back out anyways. GE still has a long way to go. So this is a pre-split level. So don't think that it's just all the way straight to the upside right here, but it's a nice move for General Electric. I like the industrials and I like the stock and I like the name. I mean, I just think that we've seen Boeing, some of their, hold on a second, I got to go to the daily chart here. Some of GE's aerospace has been really hot lately, so I still like them. I think there's a nice move coming, if not already. GE breaking out, that is for sure. Silver and gold. We set out to Yukon Cornelius. Remember we struggled with that name a while ago? But anyways, that's a great movie. Oh, I want to talk about this, actually. I was saving this for the podcast I'm going to be on next week. What is everybody's favorite classic Christmas movie? A Christmas Story for Fabian. I don't know if this is classic enough, but honestly, when we were out there going through the woods looking for our Christmas tree, it really reminded me of that National Lampoon's Christmas. That's such a great opening where he's with his family there. Shout out to Chevy Chase. Love that dude, man. So many great films. Shout out to Caddyshack and all that. I really think that how much fun is that? So the kids and I, although I have to take my son to chess tonight, I want to watch. We are looking for it. That's not streaming anywhere here in Canada, so I got to try to find out how to get that or pay for it off of Apple or something like that. But I like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. My wife is she likes that one as well. She likes Elf more than me. I love Will Ferrell, but I think that's a little bit. I feel like once you watch it once, man, Elf is through there. Let me see what everyone in the chat is thinking right now about all that. What are people saying on here? I like Jingle All the Way, The Grinch. Okay, so The Grinch. I love The Grinch. There's no doubt about that. I like the Jim Carrey one, but I do like the original as well. Shout out to The Grinch. Friday After Next, is that a Christmas one? I think there is some. Home Alone, first of all, shout out to Dewey. Home Alone probably has it all. But you know one of the most ridiculous things about Home Alone is? There's so many of them, first of all, and that's what makes it so fun. All right, in the McAllister household, all right, that day they're all traveling, right? There's some little kids in that house, okay? It's 8 a.m. on the day that they're traveling. No one's awake. Like in my house at 8 a.m., it's party time. Like my kids are like, yo, we're awake, let's go. Like, so I feel like that one. Oh, I just saw another one right here. Hey, what's up? This is a stock trading show, but it's also my show. So unfortunately, we're going to get off off the beaten path a little bit. Die Hard. Yes, that is a Christmas movie. There it is. Shout out to TH and to John right now is here. It's Die Hard. I got to say Die Hard. Night Before Christmas. Also great. The Nightmare Before Christmas, I got to watch out for that right there. But yeah, I like all those movies. Let's get back to the stock market right now. But thanks for some of those suggestions. The problem with Die Hard is that when you have a family and both my kids are still under the age of 12, you know, it's hard, but you can watch like the bleeped out ones. I don't really, the violence in that is kind of whatever. I mean, my kid plays Call of Duty and Fortnite, so it is what it is at some extent. But okay, what else we want to talk about right here? It's 4:18 already? I don't have any guests today, so this is my party right now, and we're having a hell of a lot of fun. Throw up the ones in the chat if you like this, man. I mean, thank you so much to everybody for joining me. Thank you to Fabian. Thank you to Ramin. Ain't nobody else here, man. My guy Obi's here as well. Shout out to that, but everybody else is gone as it's 4:20 right now. Oh, I don't have that blaze button, man, and we ain't blazing anything right here. Yes. Okay. So as we go, we did have what's that guy's name again? Something Todd Tickling or something. Todd Shapiro came through today. Shout out to him. Thank you so much for that. As I think that we've had some, obviously here in Toronto and in Canada, we were one of the first nations to legalize cannabis. Probably more to come there in the mushroom space. So join us. What time was that roughly today? Do you guys remember? So 1 o'clock, rewind the stream. You guys can go find that. Some good talk there as well. So pretty muted day as the NASDAQ kind of takes a breather today, as does the SPY. The SPY today up 0.4, so on and so forth. Okay, what else do you want to talk about? All right, quickly, let's go over some of these earnings. So Dell, let's see what Dell's doing. Flat, 73.56, a nice little move to the upside. We'll see if Benzinga's saying anything else here. Let's just scan over some of the news here quickly. What? Oh no, Salesforce filed for a mixed shelf offering? Me no happy. Let's see if that does anything to CRM. That should create a downside move. There it is right there. So there's CRM. Whenever you file for that, and again, a mixed shelf is going to be that you're going to be able to basically take on some kind of a bond or something like that where you're going to get a percentage that you can convert back into shares. So it's not the end of the world. I think we saw Rivian do one of those lately as well. Mixed shelf for CRM. I still like the stock. Any movement down, we got to buy some CRM. CRM was actually a very tricky trade today. Let me call this up for you guys on a 5-minute chart for CRM. This is actually, for me today, is this a 5-minute chart? Wow, we did that move all the way back at the close, up to 251. Okay, now this is the thing. Look at the 200 period moving average. We always talk about it. I don't have the sticky note around me now, but it doesn't matter. Is that we say if you're going to trade an earnings play, make sure you wait for it to base out. Okay? So let me just come over here and talk about how I traded CRM today. And by the way, I have a great, if you are a sports gambler, I have a fantastic play of the day for you today, and you're going to like it. So let me see this. All right. This is my CRM trade today. So I thought that with Salesforce coming out, we had a nice bump up. We got as high as 250, 250, right? Then here's the pullback. I thought we based out right here at 248, 248.50, right? So look where I take this first trade at 956. I'm okay with that. I took it once there at 250, 248.50, then again at 248.25 or so, couple quick ticks. Then once it broke 248, that bottom of the day, that's where we got out. So actually, we'll put some calculations in here. That was actually a good hit for me, man. If I could take a 50-cent hit looking for $5, I'll do that over and over again. But then we thought the same thing again. I thought it based out again down there at the bottom. So let's go flip over to the screen again, and we'll show you why. Fabian, my guy, there we go. Thank you so much. Look at this base. I thought we based out again. We based out down there at 246, made the move back to 248. That's $2. So when it falls back in, I'm taking this bid again, hoping for the same and more. We don't get it, we lose again on that trade. So we'll slap fail. We'll go 0 for 2 on it. And look, there's so many traders out there that won't show you that they actually lose. I mean, we were net positive today, all good, but this is a losing trade on CRM. Sometimes you're not going to hit the bangers that you want to. We didn't on CRM, but again, let's zoom in one more time quickly. And again, unfortunately, we do have these wicks, but look at this bottom. You can maybe look it up on your charts. 244 to 245 seems to have been the base out. So let's see if we can hit that tomorrow on this mixed shelf offering down there to 245. If we get any bases out for that one, I want to talk about that. All right, let's go over to our next topic because we are, quite frankly, running out of time. It's your trade of the day, and it's going to be TSLA. It's a little bit of a rhyme. No, there, Fabian. He likes it over there. So do I. All right. Ramin doesn't like that. It's your trade of the day. It's TSLA. Come on. It's all right. Ramin rolling her eyes in the back. Ramin only likes things that Sharif does, I find. I don't know. I feel like there's something there. Not in that way. I feel like you guys have a great relationship is what I'm getting at right now. Okay. So let's talk about Tesla. The important thing here about Tesla is there's so many days where, and it doesn't necessarily happen into earnings because there's not so much hype into earnings because we don't know what earnings are going to drop, right? It's more about when we say, buy the rumor, sell the news. So today on Tesla's Cybertruck event, we kind of had fun at it. It went live at 3 o'clock. I don't think Elon came out. He drove the thing out about 3:20, 3:15-ish. And then they just started going over some real cool stuff. And I just feel that once they release the truck, we know what it looks like. We kind of know the specs. There are some cool graphics of it dusting a Porsche. So I want to find out more about that. But again, look what we had. We were biased to the short. When we saw Tesla, and it started early, we actually liked the long today. But you see this 243? When that came into play early, we were like, let's short the bottoms. That was the bottom yesterday, 243. When that came through real quick, we don't like to get in trades right away, but this is a trade that we got in right away. There it is, man, right at 930. We take that. That first take is about 80 cents. Then we hit it all the way to the bottom. That right there, guys, is $3. So we're already starting the day with house money, man. So we're taking it out. We took out 2/3 of that trade, finished it off. Then we're able to get a reload back here, back into that same level where it dumped back again. Look at this. Bang, 1 out. Bang, 2 outs. There's our third out for $1. There's our fourth out for $2. And the money just keeps on pouring in on Tesla shorts. Then we get this huge move down. Then unfortunately, we went out for lunch. And I didn't have any bids out there. And I don't think I would have had a bid anyways. But what wound up happening was we said we would get out if we took VWAP. We went back into VWAP there at 242. It did not break. So fine. We had a stop order out, did not trigger. We came back in, put the same stop order out again. It triggers. This time we fixed our stop to that top. It comes out, right? But look what happens here. Then we get run on the event. Then it comes back in. Then we hit the short again. Then we hit the short at the end of the day. This is just playing around at 350. There was a big imbalance that came out. Unfortunately, I had to run over here. So we do take a last L on this trade. But look where Tesla is now, all the way back down to 237. The reason why this is your trade of the day, it's not for those last couple outs. We only had a minimal amount of shares. So we basically didn't take any hit there at the end. So what I want to talk about was the able to switch up your bias. You can see right here at the beginning of the day, we didn't even go over Sean's tweets yet, and we will do that. But look at this. Here's my sticky note if I can find it. We had Tesla there 243 long, right, with the Cybertruck event coming through at 3 p.m. But again, having the ability to understand that this was happening early. They were coming in. We liked the long. Then all of a sudden, the market gave it up. We got a flush through yesterday's close. So thank you, Fabian. We did turn bearish. Have the ability to flip up your bias. We did that on Tesla. That's your trade of the day. All right, next topic, top tweets. Let's go over that real quickly because I had some good tweets that came through there at the end of the day. I want to thank everybody for that. First of all, great. Thank you so much, Ramin. I really like this. I think that's pretty hot with the white, not hot as in like I like the look of this. I think this is an awesome sort of thumbnail. All right, so the first tweet that we're going to talk about right now, 2 million viewers here. This is the Cybertruck event. So I feel like whenever you get an opportunity to watch something cool like that, you don't want to miss it. It's a top tweet. It's your Cybertruck events, right? So I think that that's pretty cool. I really like that. The other tweet that I want to talk about right here, BlackRock yesterday, again, talking about some new buyouts happening, Rover, so on and so forth. I do think that there's a good opportunity now for some sideline money to come back in the market. We've talked about Bill Ackman's holdings. We've talked about Warren Buffett, Liu Liu, and then it was Charlie Munger out of respect yesterday. But look what's happening with BlackRock right now. Their largest holding, actually, largest holding is right here, Microsoft. So sorry, it goes this way. So Microsoft right there, 182 billion right now at Microsoft. And I don't know the percentages that it represents. I don't have the percentages, but you can see by the pie chart. So 200 into 80, so about 20 to 25% holdings in Microsoft. Then you got Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Tesla, Meta, Google again. So why not? So some of these are for voting rights, but look at this. That's basically the NASDAQ 100, right? What else? United Health. We talked about UNH today. For some reason, holding some Berkshire. That's a little strange to me. Apple right there with the largest holding. So as you sort of go this way, it's all NASDAQ. So I just wanted to bring that up to you. BlackRock, outside of Berkshire and United Health, all tech. So if you're rocking with the best of them, there it is right there. The other one that I want to talk about, and we sort of already highlighted this today, it was basically the middle finger. What's up, Brendo? The middle finger coming there. You can see the top of his head. There it is. There he is. Hey, there he is. There he is. There. All right. That was fun. That reminded me of whack-a-mole. Like Brendan's head comes up and you whack it down when it comes through there. But I did want to talk about this a little bit, and this is part of why I'm thinking right now Tesla could see some downside movements. Bob Iger, Apple, Microsoft, basically Elon Musk saying, you don't want to advertise with us. Too bad, in nicer words that I use there. But anyways, I just think that if you're going to look at those tweets, follow me at Trader TV Sean, at Trader TV Live as well. Top tweets. I like that segment. Those are just some fun things that I've been looking at. All right, what is this amazing Thursday night play that Sean keeps talking about? Look, man, we've given you a couple great plays coming through lately. Now, what I want to talk about, let me just put this out. We got to go now because we are, hey, where's that? I didn't hear the bell. All right, tonight we have Dallas. Full screen. All right. All right. Now, Dallas at home. All right. Dallas at home. And listen to these stats. This year at home, they have scored 45, 49, 43, 38, and 30 points. I feel like Dallas today, the play today is the Dallas Cowboys. What's up to Sharif with a team total? If you're lucky enough to get it, your trade of the day, your best bet from Trader TV Live, shout out to Timothy as well. Your best bet tonight is the Dallas Cowboys. It's a team total. It's over 27.5, 28.5. I even like it over 29.5. Take that bet. I think Dallas rolls today over the Seattle Seahawks. So I like that bet. There's the numbers. We talked about it. They score a lot of points at home. It's Jerry's world, and it is the Dallas Cowboys tonight for your trade or your bet of the day. How the heck do I minimize? There you go. Close this. There you go. All right. Without any further ado, let's do a quick little roll call here. I do also want to get to, thank you to Bears vs. Bulls as well. I do want to get to our, again, sort of who's been sponsoring us. And again, it's not sponsored. It is some of the super chats that we've gotten through today. So before I do roll call, let's make sure we get that. Thank you so much to Kevin Stanford. Mr. Westermeyer is always here. Tass H as well. Deep value. Where is that value, man? I want to see that value in GameStop. What's up with that? DJ Freddie K. Ticket. What's up, Freddie? Ryan and Brian as well. Thank you so much to everybody for, again, the continued help and a sponsorship of the show. I'm sitting in a brand new chair. It's pretty nice as well. So what's up to Juan? Let's do a little bit of a roll call real quick right now. The MVE is here, not MVP. It's the MVE. Bristol's here. Dinesh is here. Trey Only's here. Lava News. Elon, what's up? Let's do a little wave to everybody as well. Yo, says BGZ. Shout out to everybody that's here as well. We're in the building. I'm not going anywhere, and I hope that you can hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit everything. Guess what? No market recap tomorrow. It's going to be podcast. They're going to be filming that. So no market recap tomorrow unless something changes. Hey, if we're going to do it, I'll do it. But thank you so much again for joining. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day. I feel like the market heads down a little bit. We have a new month. November was the best month since July of 2020. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a good one. It's a Thursday. Spend time with the ones you love, and we will see you tomorrow at 8:30. I'm Sean Cattina. Go follow me at Trader TV Sean. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, everybody.